Yep, shaken baby syndrome. From my understanding, he shook the baby. Yep, he shook the baby. I think he shook the baby really, really hard. He couldn't it because ain't no way. Like you was really shaking that baby. So after that, trigger warning, y'all. Tap the screen, tap, 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 please, please. So after that, he gets the baby back. Once he gets the baby back, this child lives with him for another like 2, 3.
Good day, ma'am. Have you been baptized in the name of the good Lord Donald J. Trump?
So the baby turns into a 2-year-old. I don't know who that was. I just dropped him. 2 or 3-year-old or whatever. And he does something to the baby to where it caused a blow to the baby's head at 2, 3 years old, trigger warning. And because the baby had a pre-existing injury to the head and he did whatever he did, the baby unalived. So he goes to jail for I think 7 years. Comes out and the nigga got other kids. This man has other kids. This man has other kids.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
I came up because I didn't know if you were still speaking on Gap Mouth, but I just wanted to come here real quick to say to Junior Bone Collector, I'm nosy too. I ain't mad at you. Ask me as many questions as you want to. Like Genty said before your live had got taken down. I don't put him in the middle of whatever I have an issue with when it comes to mutuals. We're grown ass men. I'm 25. I can handle myself. I don't really need nobody to fight my own battles. That's why I told him and Eb, like out of respect for them, I'm not going to bring it to y'all platforms when I have my own live. That's why I held my live this morning. It's always going to be smoke with me, especially when you're somebody who's been on this app for longer than me and you've always proclaimed to protect black women and you don't. Also, if y'all hear hissing in the background, that's my ghetto radiator. Don't be mad at me, because it's cold here in New York. But no, like, everybody's entitled to their opinion, right? And watch me, you've seen everything that's happened. Most likely because of what I did in my live, I'm gonna get dragged left, right, front, and center. That's cool. Right. I've accepted that fate as a content creator. I know what I'm doing. Like I've been doing this for quite some time now. I've been doing this for almost 5 years. So and I'm still here. So I know what I'm doing. The problem with a lot of y'all is that y'all glorify content creators, whether large or small. I've seen people glorify me. I've seen people glorify Genty. I've seen people glorify Anthony. They did it to all of us. These parasocial relationships y'all have with people y'all gonna have the highest expectations for niggas that you don't know off the internet, and you're gonna end up disappointed, just like how I was disappointed. So, no, if y'all have questions for me, let me know. But yes, it's been confirmed by Miss Bella Leone that those two performative motherfuckers have made the docket for Sunday, and I will be in attendance in my church suits. Cause I want to see them get dragged in front of all them people. Hold on, let the sirens pass by. Hold on.
All right.
Okay.
We gonna
But I
stick
listen.
around for a little bit because I might have some questions.
Okay, no problem. I'll be in the comment section. But I appreciate you. Wear a hat, child. Listen, with my hairline, I always do. I appreciate y'all. Please shout out to the pushers. I appreciate y'all. I saw y'all knee deep in the live this morning. Yes, it's both I Speak and Mike the Voice who made the docket.
We gonna get to him next, y'all. After
So,
we get finished with Mario.
Yeah, I want to listen to this too. But thank you so much, Watch Me. I always appreciate you. And yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you. We might circle back around to that since you here. Yeah, they had took my live down, Javon. So back to Mario, y'all. Trigger warning, because I know my live had came down, and Javon wasn't here to wrap that up. So y'all heard what he said. Hold on, y'all. I have to close my patio. So anyway, so Mario has children currently has children. 2 of them, I believe. I could be wrong. If it's not 2 children, I'm wrong. But from my understanding, he has 2 children. So this baby unaliver, trigger warning, is a mod for Miss Nitra. Now, when I first heard about all of this news, I gave Miss Nitra the benefit of the doubt. And I don't fuck with her because I don't like her. So I gave Miss Nitra the benefit of the doubt because in my mind, there's nobody that would have their mod be a baby unaliver. This man unalived his flesh and blood. I heard a lady say on Tea Time's panel that she was in some form of debate with him and they were talking about spanking of children. And he still believes in spanking children. This man unalived his kid and still believes in spanking children and has children. There's no way. I gave her the benefit of the doubt. I don't fuck with her. But behind the scenes, I said, all right, maybe she didn't know about his background. I'm like, how she moves, CPS did fail the baby because they gave the baby back. Not CPS. So maybe she didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know she looked up Heartbreakers information, but maybe she just did. You don't just go around looking up everybody's information. She looked up call a spade a spade. She looked up Heartbreakers information because she didn't like Heartbreaker. She liked this man. So I was like, we don't know what this man actually told her about the situation. So she may not have looked him up to see that he unalived, trigger warning, his kid. So I'm like, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to see how she moved and how she handled it. Because to me, how y'all handle situations on this app is a reflection of y'all. Whether y'all like to or not, everything y'all do tells a story for real. That's for all of us. And for me, somebody with a heightened sense more than the rest of y'all, not y'all in the comments, or if it hit, dog, holler. What I tell Jitty? If it hit, dog, holler. Bitch, holler. Bitch, holler. But I have a higher level of consciousness and thinking than a lot of motherfuckers. And so I'm like, depending on how she moves, will determine, like, did she know or did she not know? Or did she just not give a fuck? And Miss Nitra just don't give a fuck. Because she got online playing music and dancing and shit like shit sweet. You got a baby trigger warning unaliver as your mod in your inner circle, bitch. And you get online dancing, playing music, trying to get to 1 million likes. Why are y'all so obsessed with 1 million likes? I am so happy I'm not a content creator. I am so happy I am not a content creator. That's why I don't ever want to be labeled a live creator, because I'm just a grown ass bitch with access to motherfucking live that's gonna say what the fuck she wants to. That's just over here. Also, please hit the Cash App. We're trying to get to the goal of 100, and I think we're at 130 still. We might not be. I don't have an update yet, but please, if you can send money to Mo's Cash App, that would be greatly appreciated. Didn't her son have SA charges? I have no idea. Black Mirror is real life. Did she have to address it online for everyone found out and moved on? I think for me, Tashi, okay. I'm gonna be fair. She don't have to address it online, Tashi. She really doesn't. You get what I'm saying? But what I would expect from somebody that calls themselves a content creator is for them to address things like that publicly. If you are going to call yourself a content creator and you are on here collecting money and asking for 1,000,000 likes, and you're asking people for all of these things, then there's a certain level of transparency that needs to happen. When something as outrageous as the unalivement of a child, and everybody's talking about it, and you don't address it, but you can hold hours live about somebody else's heartbreakers. And heartbreakers, I don't know if that was her alleged baby daddy's records, but you can't do it from your own house. That's hypocritical. Now, I ain't saying she had to plaster like the dude's stuff, but like at least say something other than what she did. And honestly, that response of arrogance, that response of not giving a fuck when it's something that important, a child, because it's a kid. I mean, she didn't have to address it, Tashi, but to me, a morally sound person would address if their mom unalived a baby. To me. Now, that's based on my morals and values. But everybody, we ain't all got the same thing. I'm not saying you got to go in detail, but to go online and start just playing a certain little Chili, you right. What do you mean? What could she say? Y'all don't think she could have said nothing? Y'all really don't think that she could have said nothing? I don't know. I don't agree with that stance, y'all. I mean, yeah, because me, I could tell y'all what I would say. Because one thing I don't play about, like that shit right there, this man unalived his kid. The kid ain't make it past 3 years old. The kid ain't make it past. I need that to sink in. I'm gonna tell y'all what I would say, but I need y'all to sink in. I need y'all to sink this in for a second. A 3-year-old unalive by the hands of their father. The 3-year-old unalive by the hands of their father. I'm sorry, and maybe this is just my opinion, but baby, I don't give a fuck what Miss Nitra going through when it comes to a baby that's been unalived. And I'm not cussing at y'all, but I'm just saying, like, I need y'all to think about this for a second. And you could disagree, that's totally fine. But I need y'all to really like let this sink in. Let this sink in for a second. Miss Nitra going through a lot. Which she probably is for whatever reason, and she got this shit going on. Ain't nobody fucking died. Ain't nobody unalive. Everybody still living. Everybody still living. Because if she worried about the online stuff, she can log off. Everybody's still living, right? You don't have one thing, you don't gotta address it, right? But then you got a baby who ain't here no more. The baby gone to heaven by the hands of their father who's in your inner circle. But you choose, instead of addressing it, to get online and play music like this. Hold on.
by Nardo Wick from Apple Music.
So you don't address it, cool. But you online like...
Who won't smoke with me? Who won't smoke with me? Who won't smoke with me? Nigga, who won't smoke with me? Who won't smoke with me?
Alexa, y'all don't think that needs to be addressed? No, I don't think she should be held accountable for her mom's background. She's not accountable for... You're not about to look up your moms. That's not what I said. What I'm saying is you should address it because it is your mind. Your lack of not addressing it shows your character, how you behave in a situation that is serious in nature. I gave her, I don't know if y'all was in here when I said, I gave her the benefit of the doubt and said maybe she had no fucking clue. As God is to my witness, I told somebody that over the phone. When it all came out, I said, maybe she don't have no clue about what's going on with her mind. So this is what I would say, y'all, even if I didn't want to go into detail. I know there's been several lives about my mind. That person is no longer a mod anymore in my space. I don't want to talk about it. It's something too traumatic for me and something too touchy for me. But I don't condone people unaliving their babies. And then I will move the fuck on. Like, why is this so hard for us to do? Why is this so hard for us to do? You don't have to have a 2-hour fucking live about it. But what you don't do is get your ass on the internet and start dancing to music coming at your motherfucking haters when a baby is fucking dead. That shit crazy as fuck. To me, you didn't have to know the background, but once you find out about the motherfucker, you gonna get online and do that? That's some weird bitch shit. I'm about to start calling out all this shit. This shit is weird bitch energy. Hey, Songbird.
Hey, yeah, I mean, I agree. My thing is whether you look at it from a moral standpoint or if you have like no morals, even if you look at it from a brand standpoint, I don't want to be associated with somebody that unalived a baby. So,
These are, I think people missing the part that these are content creators,
right.
right? I didn't
As
label they as content creators. They just had a meeting because they large content creators, right?
right.
How the fuck y'all think it look for your brand as a content creator to have a mod who is, from my understanding, basically be in your space? You had meet and greets to fuck with, and you trying to brand yourself? If
Listen.
we found it, who the fuck else do y'all think gonna find it? Where's the logic here, y'all? Like, come
Listen.
on.
And the other thing is I take my integrity very seriously, and I associate people with who they hang around with.
Oh,
If
hold on,
all
real
you
quick.
hang
Mookie
around
Bear,
with,
black women do catch more smoke than black men. Absolutely.
Mhm.
But this ain't one of them situations. Okay, go ahead, Songbird.
I would never want anyone to think that I am a person who would associate with, condone, or be silent about someone who is a serial child abuser and child unaliver. What I would want to do is go on live and say, the second I found out about this, I blocked him. I blocked him on every platform. This person is a danger to children. This person is a criminal. This person unalived a baby. And you can make the decision whether or not you want to continue supporting him. But I sure as fuck won't. I would absolutely say that and have no qualms about it.
No, Javon, it's about Mario. My thing is, and I'm not yelling at y'all when I'm yelling, just so y'all know, I be yelling, and I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta work on it. But I really want y'all to use logic. Like, I get we all ain't gonna agree on everything, right? Because we can all disagree. But do that make sense to y'all for somebody not to address it at least a little bit? Like, are y'all comfortable with content creators coming online, dancing to fucking directing music subliminals towards their enemies and not addressing something as serious as their mod? I don't know what she did, Sweet LaPearl. She might have. Being a baby unaliver. Oh, shit. I think I'm in trouble.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and drop.
Yeah, girl, I might be in trouble.
Oh no.
No. Hold on. Child, who done went and told? Let me tell y'all how TikTok motherfucking works. But I said what I said. I think it's weird bitch energy if you don't address something that's serious. Even if she chose to keep him as a mod, for whatever reason she chose to keep her as a mod, that's crazy. I'm sorry. My moral compass wouldn't allow me not to say nothing. And I would say it one time, because y'all know I'm the type of person just say that shit one time and keep it moving. Like, after today, I ain't talking about that nigga no more. Or Miss Nitra. Like, I'm the type that I think he's a disgusting human being. I also think when we make statements in the chat that black women get more smoke, in this situation, rightfully so, this black woman should get some smoke. Let me tell you why this black woman should get some smoke. Because this black woman allowed a man who is a registered sex offender come on her platform multiple times and have been buddy with him in the comment section. This black woman that we want to hold so much grace for also didn't give a fuck clearly about a mod who is a black man that unalived his motherfucking kid. At some point, because I'm a feminist and I stand behind women, but at what point do we start looking like, why are you protecting scum ass black men? Black woman. No, Tashi, I agree with that. I think it is everybody's choice. But what I'm saying is your choices show your character to certain people. She can do whatever she wants because she ain't have to. Do what you want and do what you please. But when you do what you want and you do it in a public eye, people are going to look at you sideways. And it's going to be strictly based on their own morals and values and principles. That's it. That's all. Because I can't base it off of nothing else. And I'm basing it off of logic. Because logically, it does not make sense not to address something that is so serious. If you are a content creator. If you're not a content creator, cool. But respectfully, these people, respectfully, what did you say? Who? Everybody held to the same standards. Bookie, because maybe you ain't been here, but I already told Jincy about Jincy before. See, one thing that I said before, were you in here when I said my first live was about Jincy? Yeah. So one thing that I also said earlier that I'll say again, when I talk about you, I don't have to continuously drag you or continuously bring up what you did. Because as the adult that I am, I'm going to say my piece and I'm going to keep the fuck moving. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. But anyway, so But let me tell y'all, everybody can think differently, and that's cool. Thank you. But the whole, let me tell you something. Everybody can think differently. But I catch your shade in my comment section. And shade I don't really like. Now, God damn it, Leola. Leola being messy again, y'all. She played too much. You don't even know. You don't even know if girlie be telling the truth or girlie be lying. Yeah, Javon, I'm pretty sure I've told you about yourself too. And let me explain something to y'all. The people that I say I don't care for did some shit to me. If you're new here, Miss Nitra came for me. So she ain't gonna get the same level of respect that anybody else would. However, I'm going to be fair because like I said, in the beginning, my first thought is she don't even know about this nigga record. She finding out like everybody else. I don't even like her ass. But I'm like, I'm about to give her the benefit of the doubt. Why would I not? See, here's the thing that I think people also don't understand. I don't like certain people and I don't fuck with certain behaviors that certain people have, but you ain't gotta always like not see things from a different perspective. You get what I'm saying? So like when that shit came out about Miss Nitra, I wasn't automatically like, oh, this bitch, blah, 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 blah. Oh, this bitch. I wasn't like that. What I did was I didn't give a fuck about me not liking her. I was giving her the benefit of the doubt because I would want somebody to give me the benefit of the doubt in that situation. Like I would want somebody to say, you know what? Maybe Watch Me didn't know. Like I wouldn't want somebody to automatically go on the defense. You get what I'm saying? So I didn't do that. I sat back and how you move determines then how I view you. The way she moved, I'm like, why you move like that? That shit was weird. That shit was weird. Nah, let me tell y'all. Leola, I don't know if you can hear. Somebody said allegedly, somebody said that I was putting Leola on the docket for Bella's court on Sunday. Can y'all hit the Cash App for that? Oh, excuse me. Can y'all please hit the Cash App for that bullshit and send a message to Mo in the Cash App and say, people on bullshit. Please send the Cash App and say people on bullshit. Please send the Cash App and say people on bullshit. Girl, apparently I said that today. But I'm not mad at anybody that thinks that what should Nitra say, but I want us to really start thinking. It's not about if this person should or should not, or if we're controlling whether or not they say something, right? Because I ain't mad either way. But let's talk about the right. Like, why do we not talk about what we should be doing in society? Like, why we should be doing those things. I think that baby unaliver. Oh, y'all. We only need $100 more to hit goal. We up to 50. We up to 50. Please, please, please. Boop, 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 bow. Please, y'all, send some more money. But I just don't understand why. Like, it just don't make sense to me, y'all. It don't fucking make sense. People do handle things differently. And I respect people that handle things differently. But I get that you handle things differently, but that goes back to what I was saying. How you handle shit and how you move, people are going to look at you a certain kind of way. I know I do. I look at how everybody move. If people think, let me tell you something. If people think that somebody, especially like me, don't see your movements and how you move and your behaviors, I see it all. I see it all. And one thing I've never been wrong about is my motherfucking intuition, because one thing I always do is trust my motherfucking self. Now, I'm not perfect by far, but what I'm saying is I just don't understand that part. Like somebody said, whoever that was in the comments who ain't never really been here before, said I should have did something with the first guest, not knowing that that has already happened. Whew. Oh, babies. I done told Javon about himself. In a respectful way, though. I feel like we should all, as adults, be able to talk to each other when we're wrong in a respectful way. But on this app, that shit don't happen. That shit does not happen on this app. People can handle things differently. Will determine how I view you and if I continue to fuck with you. Yeah. Listen, y'all got, I ain't even gonna mention no names because I'm gonna get so much smoke from this live. I'm gonna go over to Peach Live after this. I'm gonna get her box and be like, who said it? Is Leola lying again? Or did somebody really say something? We don't know. Hey, Salty. Songbird, me too. Like, I don't know. All I know is Heartbreaker said some really powerful things inside of. So that, I think it was like a Buki person that was in here. I don't quite disagree with them. I do believe that Black women are more targeted. You get what I'm saying? Because in a lot of situations that should center the male, the woman is centered. Ms. Nitra is being censored because that's her mod and she a content creator. Okay? But Heartbreaker said, what did she say? Oh, she was like, people, when a man does something on this app, women are still inviting, basically. Like they still like, oh, it's okay. You can come over here. You can come over here. It's okay. But if a woman do it, oh, you can't come over here. Oh, you can't come over here. It's a lot of y'all following me today. Hi, disrespectful. Everybody that's coming in, let's get up to 50K likes, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's also, we need $100 more, y'all. $100 more. Please, please, if you have $1 or whatever you have, can you please send it to Closet Talk 101? Thank you. We would greatly appreciate it. So I don't know, but we about to move it on to the next one. Ms. Nitra, your ass should have came online and you should have said something. Now you ain't have to, but I think you should have. And I think your response with you being a content creator and all should have been a response that protects your brand. Since we're going to talk and label all of these people content creators, maybe we should have some standards for what content creators can and cannot do. Maybe we need to set the standards, because to me, slab back over here, Lydia. You didn't handle that right, Miss Nitra, at all. You did not handle that situation right. That's my opinion, but you didn't handle that fucking situation right, girl. I don't like her anyway. Anyway, so, okay, we talked about Mario. Wait, is it Mario? Yeah, we talked about Mario. Absolutely. I agree with what you just sent me. Mm-hmm. I absolutely agree with. I just saw part of your message come across. I agree. Mm-hmm. Yep. You hit that on the. You hit that shit on the right. You hit it right. Mike the Voice. Baby, we got baby unalivers running around here. We got all type of stuff. Tashi, I think that we can voice when people are wrong and when people do fucked up things. I think we need to set a standard within ourselves. Because for me, this is how I feel like, and this is how I've always felt. This is why. Okay, let me give you a reason why, Tashi, because that's a really good question. Actually, I really like that question. Okay, okay, Aquarius. Um, I really like that question, Tashi. Let me tell you why I like that question. I feel like this is one of the main reasons too why I always speak on right and wrong. And right and wrong is subjective. But some shit, I'm not gonna lie, we know is wrong. And we all know it's wrong. But we don't say nothing. We don't speak up. Setting a standard is speaking up. That's how we set the standard. And it may not set the standard for that person, but it can set that standard for somebody else. It sets the standard of being like, you know what? When something is, we all know is fucked up, like the shit that was happening with R. Kelly, like the shit that's been happening with Diddy, like the shit that's been happening with every motherfucking body. People just need to stand up to set the standards that certain behaviors should not be okay for us. It shouldn't be okay. We can influence to set the standard, social norms. That's where that comes from. Influence. If we were not able to set standards, we wouldn't have social norms. But we do. So to a degree, we do set some standards. We do. And some of us don't follow social norms, but some of the social norms are embedded in us that we do follow. I think it's more harmful to disconnect and ignore an issue that has, I think that that's what has happened with the world and with the internet and with all of this fuck shit, because we are like, oh, I'm just gonna log off. No, I feel like silence is complicit, and I feel like when we have influence. Some of us really do, and that influence is our voice. So why would we not? We don't get better as a race. We don't get better as a nation. We don't get better as human beings in general if we all took the mindset of being like, you know what? I can't set the standard. But you can, though, by doing things that are right. We know it's right to speak up against children. That should be 100% across the board. That should be a standard. Like, we have influence. I know I do, because I watch people change around me and be part of the change with me. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like you change the standard. I'm setting the standard for myself, but I'm also influencing them to also want to change the standards within themselves. And if I influence you from changing the standards within yourself, and if you have this mind that this is right, and more people are showing you the logical, this is wrong, especially when it comes to kids, eventually some people, that their standards are going to eventually evolve and change. I've seen it happen in my friend group. But not saying nothing? No. But that's one reason that I'm vocal. That's one reason why I say that. Right. Creators influence people every day. They do. Creators influence people. Influencers influence people, which means you can influence people to have a certain set of standards. There should be certain universal things like grape, SA, human trafficking that we all see is wrong. And we're not making excuses for it. Or victim blaming and doing all that other bullshit, you know, and being sensitive to, because that's what Mike the Voice did. We're gonna get to him next. He wasn't sensitive. I hope that answers your question from my perspective. But that was a really good question. What's up, Songbird?
I just wanted to briefly bring up the Kitty Genevieve's case, which is why we have the emergency 911 number, because I think it's relevant. So Kitty Genevieve was a young woman who was essayed and unalived in an alley behind her apartment building. And multiple of her neighbors saw and heard what was going on, and none of them intervened to call the police or law enforcement. That actually started a conversation about what do we owe our neighbors, what do we owe our fellow people. um, Everybody that was kind of interviewed about that case was like, well, I didn't want to get involved. I thought somebody else would call. I thought it would be okay. I look at it, for me, as I feel a responsibility to my neighbors, to my fellow people. I would not feel comfortable not acting, not speaking up. That's just who I am and how I'm wired. I would want to know if I was in proximity to somebody who unalived a child, or somebody that was an essayer, or somebody that committed DV, because I think that when we have that information, we can determine whether or not we support people, or whether or not we continue to engage with those people. I do think, while we cannot change society, one person cannot, it cannot tell other people how to act or how to behave. I do think that when you act with integrity, and you are vocal about that, and you speak out about things that are unjust, and you speak out about things that are wrong, and you speak out about things that are harmful, I think that it does impact the people around you. And if enough people do it, then it impacts the community. And enough people do it, then it impacts the state and a
That's the
nation
point.
and a culture. So that's just how I was kind of brought up. That's
Okay,
how I
great.
feel. I'm just always going to have to speak up about it. It makes me unpopular, and I'm okay with that. But I'm gonna say something.
That's why I said how you move. Now, Nisha could have not, she did what she did. Because however you respond is how you respond. But these responses are really showing a lot about a person's character. And that's my point of getting to. Yes, we all have the power to make sure certain standards, like unalivement of children and people like that, are not our mods when you are a content creator. Hey, Kappa.
Hey, I just wanted to say that I agree with what Songbird said, that we all have culpability in the care and the safety of people that are vulnerable. However, my thing is, I don't believe anybody should catch smoke for their mod having a city background if they didn't know. And once they know, then the person, and they still, if they still continue to put that person on their platform and stuff, then we should not support that person. But listen, I can come over here and be your mod right now, watch me, and I could be like a stone cold baby unaliver, and you wouldn't know until you know my background and my history. I believe that that individual that came over to that woman's platform had a duty to tell her, this is what's in my background, before he befriended anybody, before he gained access to anybody. And this is what's making me mad about that situation, is that a lot of people have smoke for the black woman, and we're gonna stop beating up on black women for what black men do. Okay.
Now wait
He
a minute,
did it.
because I
Hold on,
think
let
we
me
should have
let
a
me
little
finish
bit of
though.
smoke for Nitra.
Hold on, let me finish. He did it. He knew he was guilty. He went over there. He did not tell her. He did not disclose to her, hey, by the way, I'm a baby unaliver. You know he didn't. He sat there for how long, knowing he had that background? How long did he sit there knowing he had that background instead of being honest with her and saying, hey, if he was honest and said, hey, I'm a baby unaliver, and that might come out, then she would have had the power to make the choice. He took that power from her when he concealed it. And it wasn't until he got busted out and somebody said, you know you unalive, you talking about this, but you know you unalived your child. How you think everybody found out about it? It happened on a live. They all was shocked. I didn't see the video. I'm asking for it if anybody got it. But from what somebody called and told me today, the look on Nitra's face was like, what? And there's somebody that don't care for Miss Nitra, but they said they believe that he should, and I believe it too. I believe it too. I can't hold you responsible for what you don't know. I could be a baby unaliver, and I'm up here talking on your platform right now. Songbird could be, so-and-so could be, so-and-so could be. We're not running background checks on these people on TikTok. So I just feel like she shouldn't catch smoke. Now, if she panel him up after this has been known to you, then yeah, you're a supporter of a baby unaliver.
Well, here's my thing, Kappa, because this is what I said, because I said all of that earlier. Like, I gave her the benefit of the doubt because I don't fuck with her. But I gave her the benefit of the doubt because I said that earlier. I said, you're not looking up all your mods. I said that because that's not my stance. She do deserve some type of smoke. And let me tell you why. The thing about it is, I'm not saying she knew about it or whatever, but what I saw after it had been addressed, now maybe I missed some lives or something, right? Whether she knew or not. She got on live, and this is what instead of addressing it, because let me tell you something, content creators, there is some form of responsibility that you have. And if this is your brand and that is your mod, and you know that your mod is doing some fuck shit, what you don't do is get online and start listening to music to come at your haters while all this shit is going on.
Or are they listening to music to come at the haters, or was she already listening to music before this all came out?
Nah. She was playing multiple songs.
No, that's a good, wait a minute now, think about what I'm asking
She was
you.
playing multiple songs.
No. So you mean to tell me you never watched the Miss Nitra live and she was on there, she ain't never been on there dancing, singing?
Well, I don't really watch her lives that often, but she
Okay,
do. But what I'm saying is that's the wrong response to have when you know, now you know. Because we can all give the benefit of the doubt, because that's what I said. I said, I called somebody, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, maybe she didn't know, because everybody ain't doing background checks. However, if it's something that's serious, the unaliving of a child who is no longer here, was 3 years old, I'm not getting online doing no DJing, no music, no none of that shit. What I said was, how you react in those moments shows your character. So that shows her character. Yes, to me, she needs smoke, because this the second man that she done ignored some shit. Black Chicago be the fuck up over there. You got a registered sex offender over there, and now this happens.
Okay, so wait a minute. Let me say something real quick. So shit starter collector. One thing I run by is I run by proof. So if I don't have a video of it, if I don't have proof of it, I don't take nobody word for it, because I'm sorry, people lie. So from what I seen from other people, and the person that called me put their name on it, they did not record it, but they said Nitra's face was like, what? So I don't know, and I don't know the time frame. Nobody knows the time frame of her, and can't nobody speak to her knowing. Me myself personally, I'm not gonna give her no smoke. But if she cam him back up, my thing is, you don't support. The biggest answer to somebody that's doing something you don't like is don't support it. If you're over there watching and you're over there engaging, which is just simply showing up, you're still supporting it, and therefore you're still part of the problem. So if you stand on it, and you don't want to see that person be on the platform, the best way to do it is don't support them. Because the more you sit in that live and you watch them, the more you sit on the outside and watch them, you are boosting that live to the FYP algorithm. Okay?
And I also
Block
think
people
the
that
more
ask,
you
hey,
see the
that's her right. That's her
and
right.
I yeah, it's her right to block people. But I also think the more you see something and the more you see fuck shit, the more of us, like I was talking about standards earlier, the more of us should stand up and say something. Now, I ain't gonna go on for days and talk about, but you know, I don't go on and talk about people for days. But she does bear some form of responsibility after you find out, not before. Because
After you find out.
nobody is running background checks on their mind. And I said that earlier. And I said, I gave her the benefit of the doubt, and I don't like Girly. But just because I don't like her, don't mean I was going to come on here like, just, you know what I'm saying? My first thought
Right.
wasn't like, she knew. That's not my thought.
Right,
I
right.
still don't know if she knew. My first thought was maybe she didn't know. And what I said was, I'm going to see how she responds to this, because at the time, she didn't respond to it
Right.
until the next
Well,
day. And when I
okay, so
saw the
hold
response,
on. Let me tell you.
that's where it
Let
came
me
from.
tell you. Anytime something traumatic happened, anytime you find out traumatic things, there are some people, as soon as something happened, they go live and they tell you their whole damn life, then be mad because you know their whole life. There are other people, something happened, they don't go live. Y'all got to remember, and I'm not, I don't care about dude. Like, he can kick rocks down the road with open-toed shoes, go back to jail, unalive himself. I don't care about him. I do not care about him. Y'all got to understand. Y'all, people are so prying, first and foremost. Okay, she thought she had a friendship. She's grieving the loss of that friendship. That's the first thing. Because I think as a mother and a woman, she know that that's probably game over with him. Because even with Black Chicago Gent, not a wise ideal to do that, but everybody's judgment is different and everybody don't do the same thing. If we all did the same thing, we wouldn't have crime. We wouldn't have people out here doing some of the wild stuff they doing. We all don't think the same. But the first thing people need to understand is that people need time to grieve what happened to them in order to give a proper response. So that it's not unhinged, so that it's not because I'm one of them people, and I'm gonna tell you, watch me work. You demand an answer out of me, I'm gonna curse you out. You don't get no answer out of me. I do what I want with my platform.
No, I
How
don't think
I
people
want to
should
do it.
demand the answer out of her. But
No,
what
but
I'm
people
saying
are.
is,
I'm not saying you. No,
oh
don't take
yeah,
anything I'm
no,
saying towards you. I'm talking about what I'm seeing in the streets.
oh yeah, because I don't
She better
demand no
answer, or I'm
answer.
gonna take her platform down. All that old crazy
Oh
stuff.
nah,
You know
I
what
don't
I'm
agree
saying?
with
I'm
that.
one of them ones. Try me, bitch. That's me. You know what I'm saying? I'm defiant. You're not gonna tell me what I'm finna do when I pay my phone bill. I pay for my internet service. You're not gonna tell me what I'm going to do. Okay, you're gonna get what I give you. So therefore, but I also, because people have tried this with other people and hype stuff up. Like, really, go get a damn life. There are people right now, actively right now, trafficking children. We could be talking about that. There are kids that's missing. That baby, unfortunately, did not survive the injuries that monster put on him. But we got a chance right now. While we got 300 people in here, we could be talking about one of these missing babies that could possibly be recovered and brought back. We could be raising money for these people in Gaza, where they babies are getting bombed every day. I mean, I'm saying, like, this man did it. He did his time. He's gross. Don't go anywhere he is. Block him on site. Call him out. Let the panelists know, hey, that dude's a baby unaliver. He shouldn't be over here. Make it so that he's uncomfortable all over TikTok and any other social media you see. I stand on that. He deserve it. He deserved it. That baby blood paid for it. He deserved to be
That's true.
tormented every day. Now, Miss Nitra, if she don't move the way that you think she should, you have the same right. Block her. Don't engage with her. Don't
We
do this.
already
Don't do that.
blocked.
Are y'all all blocked?
But here's my thing. I think we could be talking about anything, but I also think content creators
I ain't
that
trying
sit
to change
here,
your subject.
I
I
do
ain't trying
think
to change your subject.
no, but I do think that content creators that do fuck shit on social media that creates and cause havoc to an already fucked up world also should be talked about. Should be talked about. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. She could be grieving her like friendship, but she didn't give a fuck about what Heartbreaker was going through when she was SA and she had that girl family and everybody else up on her background. So
Hey.
I don't give a fuck. You
Hey.
get what I'm saying?
Hey,
Because
the
here's the
universe,
thing.
hold on, slow down, shorty. The universe will always put back when you take away. It will balance itself, okay? Now, you see how you just said that? She ain't give a F. Boom, turn around. This dude over here that unalived the baby. And Miss Nietzsche, unfortunately, in my eyes, unfortunately, is catching all strays. Like, it's awful in these streets.
See, I don't know about no other lives or no shit like that.
I have seen it. Y'all ain't
But
seen it. Hey, baby. Hey,
what
grandma.
what I also think that because now it's making sense why some people making certain comments in my live, I ain't seen none of these other lives. However,
Baby.
we're not gonna pretend like that shit not problematic to then get on live and it's a serious situation and to just literally be acting like it doesn't exist. And I caught this out earlier when I said something earlier. A lot of people who have held spaces and tried to hold other people accountable, because that's what she was doing with Heartbreaker. When the shoe is on the other foot, they run from accountability. And that's what the fuck is happening. So I feel like, yes, we could be talking about all type of shit.
Right. But she not running,
But
though.
let's
She's
talk
still
about content
here.
creators.
She's still here. And I'm not trying to change your subject. What I'm saying is
Oh no,
that
no, it's
he
not like
to.
a real subject.
He need to be, we gotta concentrate on him first. He got to go. Like, nobody in here that's watching this conversation should have any connection whatsoever with him. And then if need be, anybody that continue a relationship with him after we all found out, we need to collectively stop supporting them. That's how you stop stuff like this. You have to stop supporting them. So for example,
And speak up of why you don't support them.
Speak up
and say that this is the standard that we're going to set. That's what we do.
When you got somebody that have vitriolic people on their platform and they do it all the time and their lives are at 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, right? And that number start declining and declining and declining because you taking your power away from them and you're not watching them and you're not gifting them.
I don't really be in
you're
her
not
live.
sending cash apps. I'm not talking about just Miss Nietzsche.
I know.
I
was in there one time, y'all, to see what she was gonna say.
No, I'm talking about all problematic creators. When you stop gifting them, when you stop with the support,
thank y'all for the gifts.
That will definitely start to change the conversation.
Oh, stop gifting me. Sorry, y'all. Don't give me. Send the money to the Cash App for Mo. Please, y'all. Please send the money to the Cash
And
App.
Foxy
is what?
She said your entire platform is vitriol. And
shit, my shit get crazy too, y'all. I get spicy.
And but I
don't weird have shit happens over here.
But I don't have the problems that we're discussing right now.
No, we ain't got these problems.
My stuff be nasty, but it be funny.
Now, I do agree with some. Yeah, this is too much. I do agree that he should have told her because, like I said earlier, before you even came in, nobody's doing motherfucking background checks. And Leola, how you done snuck in here on another page, girl?
Why you keep blocking Leola?
Leola is blocked over here.
Why? What happened?
You know she been blocked. I am not unblocking Leola this time. No.
What happened? I don't know.
But she not blocked on Instagram.
I don't know what happened. I haven't been.
Leola is over there playing. No, my dislike not Bookie Bear. Let me explain something to you. If my dislike for her tipped the scale, then my initial response wouldn't have been giving her the benefit of the doubt, my love. Like Bookie Bear. You can't be biased giving somebody. Is that biased or is that unbiased? Kappa, if I give somebody the benefit of the doubt that I don't like, and that was my first thought, is that biased or unbiased?
It typically would be the trait of an unbiased person to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Now, everything that I said isn't because I don't like her, because I've agreed with some things that I still don't know if she really knew or not. However, I think, like I said, I judged her based off of her response. I didn't say anything until I saw her response. So, Bookie Bear, can you explain to me? I would love to hear from you. Where is the bias in that? Thank you.
You are kind of smoking her a little bit, watch me.
Yeah, I I
Yeah,
smoke,
you
but I'm
smoking
also
a
not
little
being
bit.
unbiased about it. You get what I'm saying? I also think that this is the problem though, because when somebody has a behavior and a pattern of behaviors and they are considering themselves content creators, nobody says anything. And every time someone says something about, I'm not saying you doing this because I feel like you come from a good, very good place whenever we talk. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
But people
Same
really
with
start
you.
to make excuses for all of this fuck shit. But it's okay when they do fuck shit to other people all the fucking time. So you have a pattern of behavior over here. Now, she ain't got to respond the way that the fuck I think she should. But
Right.
what I'm saying is how you respond, how content creators in general respond to certain things when it comes to them.
But watch me, you ain't caught that level of smoke, okay? You have not caught that level
I
of
got
smoke,
somebody that got a
baby.
whole thing. But listen,
Baby, listen, let me tell you.
I done
Baby.
caught smoke like this
I
before.
see over the last two, was like a day or two, I have seen no less than 30 people live about this topic.
I see. I don't know nothing about none of this
Because you
because
don't
I ain't
follow,
seen nobody live
right, you
about it.
don't follow that part of TikTok. You on
I
a
probably
different
do, but
part of TikTok.
I ain't been in there. I ain't gonna lie. I was too much on the I Speak situation yesterday, so I ain't
But
seen none of that.
we need to have this conversation, and this is the conversation I want to be part of. We got to keep in mind that this man, after he shook this baby the first time, but the baby did not pass away. So he shook the baby as an infant and caused brain injury, which the brain was rattling around in the skull. So they had to put like a shunt to drain the pressure off the baby's brain.
Oh, we went
We
through
have
all of
to
his what he did in the
but
beginning
wait
for
a minute.
sure.
But see, this the problem though. We have to talk about the fact that his wife took him back. We have to talk about the fact that the women that assist these men in these violent acts catch very little smoke. But
Wait a
then,
minute. I
hold
need you
on.
to hold on and pause because I know you lying to me because I did not
The baby
hear
didn't die right
that
away. The baby did
part.
not pass away. The baby did not pass away. The baby did not pass away right away. The baby passed years later.
So she was still with him.
Oh, there was a wife. Okay, listen. From what I heard, I ain't read nothing. This is what I heard. That the wife took him back, and that was the parent. They had 3 kids. They had 3 kids together. Now, that could be a misunderstanding or a story. However, there still is a woman that took this man after jail into their home and said, come be with me.
Now, Bookie Bear, should we talk about this black woman too, or should she not
I
get a
don't think they were
pass?
black.
Is it deflecting then?
I don't think they were black
Because
though.
I
He
mean,
was
I
beating
just
all
came.
of them.
I just came in to correct something. Okay, so this was the stepmom, and they had 2 kids after that. Number 1, and number 2, the other mom's name. They found the other mom's name on the obituary, and that's how we knew it was 2 different women. But she did
So,
take them back, and there
so
was kids who were
the
created
baby
after.
mama took him back. The one that got injured did take him back or did not
Okay.
take him back.
No, the baby mama had nothing to do with none of this. The wife took him back
The wife took
and
him
had
back.
2 more kids. Correct.
And had more children after the fact, after he had already injured that one child.
That's what I'm hearing from the streets. But
Okay, that's what
all.
I heard too. Yeah, somebody took him back. I was half listening.
how do you allow somebody look, because court orders you can't come from. So like I can understand if she left him and she had a court order, he had to see the kids because that shit happen all the time. But for you to stay, because my first mind, if my baby a few months old and the daddy done did this, you ain't seeing my baby. We probably about to run.
Well, he got custody. Supposedly he got custody of the kids. Yep,
He
they
did.
saying that the court gave him custody of the kids. Yep.
I did
Yep.
see that part. But we talked about him before I got, just for context, people came in late. We talked about him before we talked about Miss Nitra.
Miss Nitra. Yeah, he is the top.
We talked
Most
about him
definitely.
first. But
Yep.
we're not going to excuse it, act like 2 things not happening at once. Because 2 things are happening at once simultaneously. Now, I ain't know about all them other lives. I just really got on live so that I can start some shit. Send some cash apps to Mo, y'all. Please, Closet Talk 101. I just really got out of my
Yeah,
Still,
he
we
has
still
an
holding that
abusive.
$50. We
Hey,
still need $100 more, y'all. Please, please,
dude
please.
he's a crap bag.
It's
He's an
really
awful
important.
parent. He's an awful parent. He's an awful person. But I don't believe in awful people by proxy. I believe if you're a good
And I'm gonna
person,
match it, y'all. If we don't get there, hold on real quick. If we don't get there, I'm gonna match it. But I need us to get there, y'all. Please, please, please. Mo's a really good person. She's not like a crappy person like me. So please, because sometimes I have my motherfucking ways. She a good person, y'all. Sorry, Kappa. Go ahead.
I don't want y'all to hear my industrial washing and then talk about my stuff sound crappy.
Now, that is a problem to me because why wasn't
I'm coming off Wi-Fi.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I was coming off Wi-Fi.
Why wasn't the wife also went to jail? Because she should have been in the jail with him.
They don't usually put the woman. I don't know why the women get to skate free and don't catch charges when these men do this stuff.
That is not
I don't know. I mean, I swear you, every time they act like the woman, if you sat idly by and let it happen, you the same person as doing it.
Correct.
Like if you did nothing to stop it, like you would have one time. But of course, when he did it though, he was babysitting or like he was keeping his kid. The lady wasn't there when he did it. When he did the initial shake, she wasn't there. Supposedly she had left. And then when she came back, she discovered the baby was because a baby normally when you shaking baby syndrome, they're gonna throw up, they're gonna be lethargic, like sad, like droopy, like kind of like limbs just hanging and stuff, because they're actually going through a brain bleed. They're like a stroke for a kid though.
See, I thought she left him and after
the wife took him back, yeah.
I thought she left him after the stuff. Well, I just assumed because I didn't hear nothing about this. I just assumed in my mind, I'm thinking she left him. And then once he did everything CPS and said he could do or whatever, he went and got custody of the baby. So she had to let the baby go with him and she wasn't there at all. And she wasn't with the nigga. That's what I thought. But to find out she still
no
had
woman
two
should
other
be with
kids.
No woman should be. But that's the problem. Like, why are we getting men fresh out of jail that's in there for beating up kids or hurting them or unaliving them? Like, that's the problem. Like, that woman whole family should have turned their back on them. Like did everything to try to help prevent that. There's just no excuse. There's so many people
No, it's no motherfucking excuse. That bitch should have been right up underneath the motherfucking jail. She should get just as much smoke as he would get or whoever else would get in any of this type of situation that's not handling shit. My thing is, this was my main thing even with the Nitra situation. When kids get involved, we got to start as adults handling situations the right motherfucking way. That's my whole point, because it's too many kids. It's too many adults watching kids and knowing kids being abused and ain't saying a fuck thing. That shit is not okay. And then to stay with a man that is hurting your kid. I don't give a fuck who it was.
Or hurting anybody
daddy,
else's kid.
cousin, granddaddy, bitch, we're out of here.
I don't care if you hurt my kid or somebody else's kid, bro. It's the same thing. You can never be around me and my children ever in your life again. Period, point blank. You're done. You can't hurt nobody else's kid. You can't hurt my kid. These women that go get these SAers out of jail and stuff like that and just be like, oh, he's a changed man. Nah, he's not. He's probably not. And he's probably going to touch everybody in your family inappropriately. And
but that's why this is where this ain't my bias. This ain't bias coming in. That's why for me, I can't formulate an adult then getting online, knowing how serious this situation, and just playing the fuck around. Because it couldn't be me.
Right.
That's where the smoke for me. I don't know what the fuck else going on out there in them TikTok streets. I don't think Ms. Nitra should be canceled. I don't believe in cancel culture. So
it don't work.
I don't believe in cancel culture. But I just think that when there are children involved, adults need to act.
I think you are correct. I agree. Adults need to act. Adults
on all levels. I don't care if you on this level and he on this level. He's in connection with you, and now you're an adult.
She needs to excise him off her platform.
I don't even think. Look, I'm not even saying if she want to keep them, that's cool. But at least say something. Look, I know somebody asked me what I would say. I wouldn't hold no hours live or have them a green screen or no dumb shit like that. But what I'm saying is to not just acknowledge and come from a place of grace and understanding for this child that has been unalive. That's where my smoke come from. The fuck? It ain't about the fact if I like her or not.
Well, she can't do
Blocking
nothing.
people
But
and
them other
deleting their
people, I don't
comments.
know.
Well,
Blocking
she can't.
people and deleting comments of people saying RIP to the kid or people bringing up the conversation or comments says a lot to me. Number one. Number two, the only thing I'm going to say to all of this is it's very on this app. I mean, like being on this app when all these men be doing stupid ass shit. Can y'all hear me now?
I
Yeah.
can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me? Hold
Mm-hmm. We can hear you now.
Y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
I think it's weird on this app how like all these men who have done DV, essay, unaliving of children, all these things didn't happen. People get one half of the story and then just go with it, and then it's this sap story. But the women who get platformed on the outside of these things, in the same scenarios, get questioned for dear life.
That's what I'm
The way
saying. Like
people question Heartbreaker,
the
the way people
women, I'm
question
saying
Heartbreaker.
women catch smoke. Women catch smoke from other women. And it'd be 100 times worse than what we give these men. Give these men that smoke and quit giving each other this smoke.
Unless it's warranted, because sometimes the smoke for another woman is
Hey,
warranted.
no, it's not a double standard, Rob. It is
What double
equal.
standard?
Equal. If you're gonna
We do
smoke
double standards
somebody
on
that
here though,
unalive the child, the
Kappa.
sex of the person shouldn't matter. If you're gonna smoke somebody that platform evil people, the sex of the person shouldn't matter. Period. Point
I
blank.
agree.
Cause I gave the smoke for Silverback. Everybody was mad about that, right? I gave the smoke for that. Everybody was like, oh well, nah, ain't no all well, It's the same thing with this guy. It's the same thing with him. Don't nothing change. Don't nothing change. Have the smoke. Period. Point blank.
Hey everyone. Hey
Hey,
y'all.
Rose.
I hope y'all are well. So I've been listening for a little bit, and I do want to say that you can have the smoke for the person who is the offender, but also when other parties come into play who are actively protecting not only their image, but in the way of them trying to protect their image, they're also protecting a person who is an active offender, right? And that's the problem. Shut up, shit. That's the problem. I don't feel like yelling, y'all. So that's the problem. Her trying to make sure that she's, I guess, in a way, trying to keep her platform at a certain standard is the reason for why it's turning into shit. Because even as a content creator, if she said that she wants to be a large content creator, whatever the case may be, that situation should have been addressed within 24 to 48 hours, period. There should have been something said. The most that she has done is block people who have said something about that baby being harmed. People went into the comments and said justice for this baby. She was blocking them. She was muting their comments and blocking them and screaming, let's get to 1 million taps. If you're
That
going
was
to
my
be a
point.
content creator, right, and you have a platform and you have people who frequent your platform, people who respect you to some capacity, no matter what type of beef, no matter what type of foolishness is going on, you got to know when to click up out that drama shit and address something that is extremely serious. And so now it's one of those things where the same way that she was able to look up Heartbreaker's information, find her children, post her children on her green screen, you're telling me right now that she did not look up all the other people who are in vicinity of her? There are pictures with her sitting in spaces with that man, smiling in the camera. You're telling me that at not one point in time you thought to look up the people who are in close proximity to you. I can't respect that. There's no way that we're gonna have a, benefit of doubt situation. I don't even believe in benefit of doubt. There's no such thing as benefit of doubt. When you show me who you are, I have to believe exactly what it is. If you show me that you're a woman, to look up somebody whom you don't know, whom you've never had interactions with, just for content in its entirety, and you looked up her information just to post her on your green screen for whatever content you claim that you wanted to have, and she did nothing to you, to expose a woman for no reason, just to debunk the fact that she was SA'd, even though we actively heard that man say that he did what he did. That is dangerous. And there is no coming back from that level of danger, on top of the fact that you're doing this and you're covering for this man.
Well, this is I did give her the benefit of the doubt, and let me tell you why, Rose, in the beginning, because even though I don't fuck with it, but I did give her the benefit of the doubt, because I do think, and this is what I talked about on the back end with somebody, right? I said she looked up Heartbreaker because she didn't like Heartbreaker. She liked them, and sometimes people on this app, they're more inclined to look up somebody that they don't like versus somebody that they do. So that was a lot of reason why I gave the benefit of the doubt in the beginning, which is why saying that I'm biased about this is crazy as hell, because my first thought process was she didn't look him up. I made an excuse for it. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know if she looked him up or she knew or if she didn't know.
His name was
But
different. He didn't use his legal name. Remember, he was going by, I think, Mario versus what, Jerome Mario?
oh, I thought his name was Mario. I called him Marcus
No,
earlier.
he got a legal name. He was going by like
Hey, Petty.
his middle name or something.
Yeah,
Anyway,
so I
but
did give the benefit of the
but
doubt in the beginning.
here's
I
my
ain't gonna lie.
question. Here's my question. After we all sit around and say what everybody should, would, and could do, who's gonna make them?
Nobody has to make them, but like how I was saying earlier, because Tashi had asked a really good question earlier, and what I said was sometimes when you set the standard and you speak up against something that we should all know should be the standard to be wrong, it may not even hit that person that it's intended for, but it could hit other people around them. You get what I'm saying? So you can't make nobody do shit, but we also don't have to be complicit in the bullshit.
And how did I say you don't be complicit in it? You don't support it. If you know that person moving the way you don't want them to move, you don't support it.
And you speak up against it.
And you can speak out, yep, but can't nobody check nobody, make no statements, no nothing. If that woman don't want to talk on it, she ain't got to talk on it. That's her platform. She's going to talk about what she want. And no matter the amount of pressure, Miss Nietzsche strike me as the type of person, the more pressure you put on her, the more she's going to do the opposite, because she don't want to be controlled. You can't control somebody and say, you owe this to us. She don't owe us anything. We owe it to ourselves. If we don't rock with what she's doing, stay out of her space.
Well, I never said that. I don't know what the streets been talking about.
The streets been wilding.
I've been listening to the streets.
I don't know what's happening in the streets. I know I've never said that or thought that. You get what I'm saying?
So no one has explicitly made those statements. That's kind of like an inference. Now, what the accuracy of what the people are saying is more so there's a level of PR that you have to have, respectfully. When, like I said, and I keep reiterating, there is a platform, and in this platform, on this public forum, a particular thing is happening that is extremely dangerous and harmful and triggering to individuals in proximity to you and your platform. And a lot of us frequent the same spaces, which means that you, as an individual, as a content creator, as a business owner, because not only is this just TikTok, she has a business. She has an entire business outside of this that she promotes. Okay, so there has to be a level of PR that you do to not only save face for your brand, but also save face for, you know what I'm saying, how it's supposed to move.
I just believe I watched Alex Jones sit up on podcasts on YouTube, and we watched those babies get executed. We seen it, and he sat there fiery and gained follower after follower, and the more people talked on him, the more people brought attention to him, the bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger his platform got, the stronger it got. Those people were like almost like a cult up until that family got to the right judge and sued him, and now they own everything that he had. So he can't even basically use his name. But they still was over there supporting Alex Jones. They still was over there saying he's right. Sandy Hook never happened. He's right. This is a hoax. This is they're paid actors and all this other stuff. No one can hold anybody accountable unless you the court of law. That's just the bottom line. So in order for us to have any power, we must rescind power from content creators that we do not agree with. Block them.
Yes, and also block them. And if you feel like you want to speak out against the things that they do as content creators, feel free to do that too, even if you have them blocked. Because
block them. Just block them. Save the stress, save the anger, save the upsetness, and block
now
them.
I don't know about the streets, but so for me, I feel differently. Like I said, I feel like if we're gonna be in a social media world, right? And I think it just depends on everybody's individual goal. So for me, we're on social media, and my goal in life is just to try to be a decent, good person, right? And try to spread as much positive influence as I possibly
can. Who
can.
do you think blew Alex Jones up to the size he was? It was all the other people trying to hold Alex Jones accountable. That's what I want y'all to see. No.
Accountability is for self.
Listen to what I'm saying, though. Listen to what I'm saying. Nobody knew who Alex Jones was when he first started out. And most of the people thought he was a quack. They was like, this dude crazy, he a conspiracy theorist, blah, 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 blah. As people started talking about his crazy conspiracies, as they started holding more podcasts and lives about him, he blew up to the level of a multi-millionaire, also while attacking the families of Sandy Hook. And he grew into a monster. And then by the time people realized what they did, it was too late. Because they were tuning in, listening to him, they were subscribing to him, they were following him, they were in his lives, they was listening to this stuff. They contributed to that monster. At the end of the day, if you disagree with that content creator, your power is in your finger. Go to their page, hit that arrow, hit block.
I feel like the power is in your voice, because this is what I was saying earlier.
About it too.
But hold on, wait. This is what I was saying earlier. Hold on, this is what I was saying earlier, because it's like the power is in your voice, and if we're going to try to, I don't know what everybody's end goal is, right? But just for the people that are trying to make a positive impact and trying to change, even if you make like 10% change in your whole life, like even if you reach 5% of people, those other people can reach another 5%, right? So I'm reading this book, and it tells you to grow by 1% each day, right? So my goal is to just by 1% each day to just reach somebody. So block and drag her ass, oh Lord Jesus, shit started collecting. We're not doing that. So I feel like, yes, you can block somebody, but if more people stood up, even the people in the comment section, even the people saying, hey, you that supporting this, we don't think this is right for you too. If more people start seeing people stand up when we should have this standard of children and other fuck shit should not be done, or anything, you know, that we should know as adults is fucking wrong. Grape and chill, you know what I'm saying? The children
all that
thing,
stuff,
and those things, you know what I'm saying?
People, not just kids, people in general.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, we should know what the mistreatment is. And if we all stood up against people that victim blame, or if we all stood up against all of these things and was vocal about these things instead of just blocking and keep it moving, that don't work. That don't create change. Sometimes you got to speak up and you got to say your voice. Now, I don't agree with like the dragging or trying to get somebody off social media. You know, I ain't never been a cancel culture ass bitch. You know what I'm saying? Whoever won, I'm not the job caller. Like, even if she got a job, support her. Like, if you want to support her, you know, I'm gonna be like, support her. Shit, she black at the end of the day. But my thing is, there's no way that we, even as a people in our race, that we can make change, whether it's online, because let's face it, there's a lot of online bullying, the stalking online, the fucking doxing online, all of this shit is happening. If we just block that person and didn't say nothing, and everybody just blocked people and just didn't say nothing, you gonna have even more people out there. This
Yeah,
is
you
what's
bring
wrong
awareness.
to me, because nobody's saying shit.
So
Right, you bring awareness.
what I'm hearing,
Bringing
from what
awareness and
I'm
actually
hearing.
smoking somebody
Hello,
is two different
can y'all
things.
hear me?
That's true.
That's two different things. So me saying, okay, he got blocked because he's a child unaliver, and then now in this hypothetical, and now I don't mess with Miss Nitra because he was over there in her space. That's two different things than the smoke that I have been seeing. I mean, talking about her look, talking about why she got him over there, all this extra
Oh,
stuff.
hey, what
It
you
got to be in order
Rose?
for me to.
Yo.
Okay, I can hear you now. I didn't hear you.
Okay, let me finish what I gotta say because I'm a drive because it's getting cold and I need to go do some stuff. In order for people to receive you in a compassionate plea is what this is, right? It's a plea for compassion. They have to trust what you're saying. And that's why that point that you was making about being biased or unbiased is very important. See, if I'm the layperson and I'm sitting back and I'm looking at this situation and I know you've had smoke for this person and I know anything this person do is going to be an issue, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to go over there to get the other half of the story. And hence I am adding to the contribution of the very same person that people are trying to bring down.
Yeah, I know all that shit was going on the outside.
I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. Like, keep that in mind.
Well,
If the person is extremely problematic, that's calling the person out, you really can't. Like, that's why I don't do call out culture. I don't call people out. I just drag your ass and then I move on. You know what I'm saying? And even if you get that much energy, what I am saying is, if the person themselves is sitting there telling you to judge somebody else, and you got to ask yourself, should I be judging you? Maybe that ain't the right person to be putting the damn message out. It'll be received better.
I do believe that there is a disconnect when it comes to how a person is supposed to advocate or speak to something that is wrong. Like, when are we supposed to, like, speak up? Because what I'm hearing
Thank you, Kappa.
from Kappa is just essentially just ignore it. Like, that's what I've been hearing. That's the undertone of what she's saying. Like, ignore that shit, block them, move on, and I guess they'll just disappear. But that's not really how that works. When people have children, who may have gone through things, or they have children who they care about or care about other children, or there are some people, I never said that you said that, I said that's the undertone. So it's like, well, you did explicitly say block them. You did say that. So I'm just trying to understand, like, where exactly does speaking up come in? When do you speak up? That's what I wanted to ask you before you had dropped. When does a person speak up? And maybe Watch Me, you might have the answer to when a person should speak up. Because I don't believe that there's a perfect person to speak on something that is fucked up. If that person who people deem to be controversial never brought up that information, how would you have known? You understand? Like, how exactly would you have known? She brought up that information.
I think we speaking to two different crowds. I think that that's what's happening. Because when I was talking about this earlier and people came in, it's like, I see the shade in some of these comments here. You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, yes, I feel like Nitra should be focused. Now, I didn't know that all of this other shit was going on with all of these other lives. So I guess when you see in other lives, there are certain people, we know that this happens with every big thing that comes out, that don't like this person, really be going in. I think Cap is speaking to that particular crowd of people. And I think we're speaking to a whole different crowd of people. Because as you and I think like some other people in the comments, I'm not going to say their name, but I saw y'all comments, we're a different crowd. And we just speaking to what we see, them facts, and what the standards should fucking be on certain shit. Just in society as a fucking whole. And I think what we don't see is enough people saying, you know what? Yeah, this was fucked up. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is fucked up. And just kind of leaving it there. So I think you got these two worlds of people that really don't like her. I don't care for her, but one thing about me, I don't give a fuck whether I care for you or not. I'm gonna be fair. My first thought process wasn't this bitch, this bitch. That wasn't my first thought process, and I don't like her. And I said that, and I said that off the app. So it's like, I think maybe y'all speaking to, where you go, Rose? Maybe the two different worlds. I don't know, but Kappa would be the best one to honestly answer that question.
Yeah, I can come back and explain. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying that the smoke that Nitra's catching is because it's Nitra.
For certain people, not everybody.
No, not every, but let me say, none of this apply to, you can never say all, every, none of that ever exists. Not all black women wear weave. Not all black women wear this. Not all white people eat mayonnaise. You can't never say all and every. So when I say I'm talking in generalizations, if I know somebody got smoke for somebody, because at the end of the day, it's a lot of these bastards out here got smoke for me. And they run around saying, perpetuate nasty things about me on the internet, on TikTok, on IG, on YouTube, nasty stuff. And then when people actually come and sit in my live or come into contact with me, they be like, boy, you ain't nothing like what these people said you was. You know what I'm saying? It's happening to me. So I have no place but to feel for Nitra because they do it to me. It's not y'all. It's not the group that's in here. Y'all don't do that to me. But there are people that do it to me. So I know if Mario had been, I think Mario Jerome, whatever his name is, if he had been on my platform, they'd have done the same thing to me. However, I would move a little differently. First of all, I'd have called the live. I'd have called him over there. I'd have confronted him. Now, I'm not telling y'all that's what Miss Nitra needs to do. I would have confronted him on the live, unmodded him on the live, and kicked him publicly off my damn live because you don't bring your mess over to my live. If you know you got that deviant, nasty background, you should have told me about it because you took the power away from me to decide if I want to deal with you. You concealed that. You took that away from me. And I had to find out on a live or through a video that you got this nasty background. So first, I'm going to default back to the black woman. I'm sorry, y'all. It's hard for me to turn on a black woman. I will do it, though.
We don't have to listen. People don't have to turn on people to say that people are wrong.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm not turning on Miss Nitra. I ain't finna drag Miss. I ain't finna do none of that. I support what she trying to do. I know I didn't agree. Miss Nitra, no, I ain't agree with the Heartbreaker stuff. I went after, what's that man name? I went after him. I ain't had nothing to say to Heartbreaker. I said he is the deviant that shouldn't have traveled to Florida to do anything. Because I'm a rock with a woman, a black woman first and a woman in general first. I'm going to try to.
This is the thing though. Exactly what you said is how, okay, so in this situation when Heartbreaker had talked about Petty Road Kids, I had got on live, and that was the first and only time that I've actually been biased in a situation, and I have been biased because of my own personal experience. So what you're explaining basically is your bias in the situation because of your personal experiences.
I am, because I never came up here and said I wasn't biased.
From that level.
I never came up here and said I wasn't biased. I came up here and said I know how it is for somebody to try to use somebody else to smoke you.
Yeah, I know how that is. Your perspective of why. I can understand the why, because that's what I did in that situation. However, I did reflect on that, and I came up out of my bias, and logically kind of looked at the situation once I took a step back, because I always, just for me, like ain't nobody else got to do this. This is just how I am. So even though like when I had went live and talked about my biases or whatever, I took a step back, talked to my therapist, and then I'm like, you know what? Let me now look at this from a logical standpoint. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I did in that situation with Heartbreaker, which is why I had chose to unblock her. Now, I ain't following the girl, but I had unblocked her or whatever. So I get what you're saying. So that's why I can understand like your perspective. But I think that sometimes our biases can be harmful in situations where our biases need to not exist.
That is true, but your biases is what keep you. It's what keep you alive. It's your judgment. So every human being have autonomy. Every human being have judgment. So just because you may do it your way and I may do it my way, that don't mean that either way is wrong or right. I can be an adult and say that my way may not be the right way. However, I don't believe in sending residual strays out to people because of proximity. That's what white supremacists do.
Hold on, real
That's what the
quick.
police do.
Mods, real quick, because I'm not really reading comments like that. I just saw a comment saying something about Miss Nietzsche's son. It was a troll page. Can y'all start checking some of these troll pages that's been popping up in here?
Yeah, I was just about to address that because we're not doing that on this live.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like this, like, so now, like, her son's getting dragged into this, her family's getting dragged into this. But ultimately, what happens is when we start to concentrate on Miss Nitra and her shortcomings in the same space that we're trying to concentrate on Mario and what he did, which was to be a total monster and probably should still be sitting in jail, we get further and further away from him and deeper into the Nitra issues, then we really should be staying on him. All the smoke should be concentrated on this man until he feel that pressure to leave up off this app and go read a book somewhere.
I think
two things.
I think two things can happen at once, because I feel like as yes, the pressure should be on him, but the pressure should be on these content creators in general in a whole. You know what I'm saying? And the reason that I say that, like, yes, that is horrible that her family is getting dragged, but she's done those same things too. And I think sometimes, and I get what you're saying, but there's content creators that have allowed doxing of whole families happen in their content, in their comment section.
Yeah.
There are content creators that have dragged people and brought other people's family in it too. So yes, none of that feels good for anybody, whether it's the person on the receiving end, whether you've done it before or you've getting it done to me. Something I wanted to correct you earlier. I exactly know how it feels, because everything that like a lot of people have been through, I've been through like years ago. So I done been through all of this shit. So I know how it is. I done got my titty pictures exposed online and passed around. I done had my surgery picture. I done had my social security number found. I done had my address docs. I done had fake pages. I done had my family fucking contacted. I done been through all of this shit well before TikTok even fucking existed. So, and when it was back in the day, when it was probably that little kid that for real. So what I'm saying to you is, like, some of these things people have also done. And I think, like, when there's two things happening at once, like, yeah, we know some people just want to drag Nitra. I want y'all to hit this Cash App right here for more. I think we got $100 more still. Please, if you can send $1. It's 450 people in here. We need $100.
You know,
I am crowdfunding.
That is why I always. That is why y'all support
and tap the screen. It's too many of y'all being nosy. I get it. I'm not a content creator. Don't send me no motherfucking gifts. Tap. We at 60K likes, and also send $1 to the damn Cash App. Thank you. Why y'all being nosy?
Uncle Sneaky Link. See, this is why you be getting blocked in every live you go into. Uncle Sneaky Link. Now you see you over here being messy, but that's what I'm saying. Like, we can't get so far from the situation that it ends up coming off of him, because he's a small creator and it goes on her. Like, it needs to be completely on him. It needs to be on him. And then if somebody's platforming, boosting, doing whatever, then yes, then they should catch smoke, because if they're told and they know, then they should catch smoke. You ain't no troll, Uncle.
I have a question for Kappa.
Hey, Felicia.
Hey, oh Lord, I just want to know, and this is no shade. I'm just trying to figure out. That's why I like live in witness protection, because I know my thoughts are lethal. But for a person with 7 felonies, and I've been to prison and I've done the time, when do we move away from that man being sentenced and doing time, and he got out and he's done his time? Who are we to judge that man and what his actions were? That's the Kappa to help me.
Well, I can tell you, hold on, before Kappa speak, I'm judging any and every person that unalive kids and that rapes any women. And there's certain people that I do judge that I don't think can be rehabilitated. Okay.
Okay, so why don't we just like unfollow or block? I'm just trying to find out
I mean, in the real world, you really want to know what I think, Felicia, for real? In a real world, the second that you do something like that, you go straight to the I believe in the unalive penalty.
So I'm gonna say this. It's so, like you said, you got 7 felonies, but was your 7 felonies bouncing 7 checks? Was it doing stuff that's non-violent, or were you hurting babies and elderly people?
No, I didn't hurt any people.
Right. Okay. So for me, You served your time. You gave your commitment back to the society which you took from. I'm cool with you. You didn't hurt nobody, but
Okay.
Me
rapists,
too.
and child predators are hard to rehabilitate, and they almost always recidivate and go back to their ways. So on my platform, a child unaliver, a child predator, and a rapist cannot. If I find out that that's what you are, I just block you. I'm not gonna mod you because I only have certain mods, and they are my people that I know who they are. I'm not gonna mod you. I'm not gonna have you in my presence if I find out. But how many people sitting in this room right now is a predator?
Oh, it's probably a bunch of them.
Exactly.
It's probably about, but Kappa, I've been following you for a long time, and there's just a lot. My hat's off to you. It's a lot.
I appreciate
all these
that.
people coming at you. I mean, you need like a whole army.
I got them. They call the llamas. Thank
I
you so much.
know.
I got them. They call the llamas. Trust me, we be tussling. But no, you that is correct. Like I said, that's why I see and yes, watch me work. You are absolutely correct. That is a bias because I see it happening to me and people around me. I see them getting dragged. Like they find out the least little thing about somebody, even if it's somebody by proxy, and they just drag that content creator to hell. And it moved from the actual person that is the child unaliver to now being a conversation about how they can't stand that content creator. Exactly.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I appreciate you acknowledging that, Cap, but I think like the problem that a lot of us see, because I'm not a content creator at all, and I don't aspire to be, but I think that a lot of us people from like the comment section, you know what I'm saying? And thanks, Felicia, for coming up. What's going on in the comment section, Bush? I wasn't looking. Y'all be nice in the comment section.
Hi, y'all.
Hey, three of me. Hold
All
on
right,
real quick.
y'all probably not gonna like my opinion, but I gotta
Hold
say
on,
it.
2 seconds, real quick. Three is me.
All right.
What's up, Zamaya? You got a mod announcement? What's going on?
I was just letting you know in the comments because people were pissed off with what a girl said just a minute ago about like if he served his time, who are we to judge? People was like, bitch. And I was just like, let's keep it cute. Let's not call each other names. Let's not.
Y'all be nice. Y'all got y'all opinion, but be nice.
Y'all be fucking
But
nice,
in a sense, though, if you
assholes.
think about it, she right. It's what people typically can tolerate. Like there are psychologists, all they work with is serial unalivers. Some people can't tolerate it; they can't stomach it. There are some people that only work with offenders, ex-offenders. Other psychologists and therapists, they can't tolerate it. They can't be around them. They don't want to talk to them. Some people have a tolerance for nonsense, and if you don't want that person getting power, you remove your power and keep the topic on what it is, which is child abuse, neglect, and unaliving. Because that's what really needs to be talked about.
Look, people, I understand. Okay, we're gonna go to three is me next. I understand that people can think, there are people that think the opposite of me, and they think that certain people can be rehabilitated. I don't necessarily, for certain people, I just don't, I don't think so. You know, I'm not saying that you have to criminalize the person or whatever, but to be a content creator, if we're going to call it what it is, I'm not a content creator, so it don't fucking matter. But to be a content creator, my assumption in being a content creator, and maybe I'm wrong, is to grow your platform, to get brand deals or to monetize and, you know, have a nice stream of income flowing in. And to me, as a content creator, when you have a situation that could potentially be something that is harmful to that era of your life that is a business for you, because I keep hearing that it's a business. Now, I don't know shit about content creation. This is just what I hear in the TikTok streets, right? So at what point do you not address certain shit, especially when you addressing everything else with everybody else? But that's my thing. But three and me.
Watch me real quick before you go. Check the Cash App because Mags said there should be a Cash App in the name of M. Allen.
Oh, we was at 80. With last I did get an update. Thank you. So we did get an update to the Cash App goal. I forgot to say that we are at $80 right now. So thank you for that. So we only need $70 more. Okay, Miss B. We only need $70 more, so please send the cash up. We are crowdfunding for Closet Talk 101. Is for a good cause. Y'all know I don't be on no bullshit. Please, please, please send a dollar or two if you can, and thank you for all donations. 3andMe, what's your opinion, girl? It's okay, you can have it. You still on mute. 3andMe, I don't know if you there. All right.
She don't care in any way about what's going on. All she knows is she want her money. And everybody is now in her face talking about somebody else and what somebody else did. That's not why she up here. She don't want to hear it. So by all means, how is she wrong by getting rid of everybody who keep trying to make her platform about somebody else?
Well, I think people should block whoever they want to.
Okay. And then also,
I think some other people said.
opinion part,
I think some other people did have some people, especially in the comments and stuff like that. They like, well, if you're like, people are putting justice for this girl or something, or rest in peace. And I think that certain people have a problem with that because they like, oh, well, this is a baby. I understand, like, to me, people have the right to block whatever they want, but I think certain people are looking at that and how she's been responding to it, and they looking at all of that in a whole. Now, I'm only looking at the certain part when she got on live and was playing music and shit like that, but the other people probably looking at what she put in the comment section. Like, people can block who they want.
I do get it, but unfortunately, it would be nice if people cared about other people, but that's not the world we live in. And she probably genuinely don't give a damn. Does that make her a good person, bad person? Who am I to judge? But we can't parent adults and get mad at them for not doing what we say. But as Kappa said, which I'm down for 100%, we could throw her in the garbage, though. We could throw him in the garbage throw. If that's how you feel, get rid of him. But to just bash him all day, she didn't actually do nothing. That poor lady actually did nothing except for accidentally come in contact with the wrong damn person. And now she got to deal with all this all day.
We are at $90 right now, y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We need $60 more. Wait, did I say that right? Hold on. I think I did. But 3andMe, I understand your perspective of that. You get what I'm saying? But I do think that if we as adults, like, you right, the world ain't that nice. You get what I'm saying? But I feel like we have to be the change if we want to see change in the world, right? So I feel
but what change are we making by just talking about her?
I guess that depends on what type of change, like, you want to influence. For me, when me talking about it, I hope I influence somebody else to call out what's right and wrong.
Honestly, I don't want to influence anything except for people to be aware that your opinion does not have to be the person's opinions next to you. And it does not make you any better or worse. Everybody's life is relative to how they went through it. So just because you don't agree with someone else and how they moved or what they may or may not be doing, you don't live their life. You don't know what it's doing or not doing for them. So as long as it's not affecting you personally, I don't understand why everybody can't just leave everybody alone. Put a smile on your face.
I think for me personally, it affects me because if I'm trying to be the change, right? And if I think that, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the unalivement of kids, we should have certain standards in how we all kind of handle those type of situations. You know what I'm saying? So
but that don't mean
no, we can't. Yeah, we can't force anybody to have those, but we can also look at them sideways, because on a grand scale, if everybody thought like that, how many other people are just gonna go, oh, we at 115, y'all, let's go, thank y'all for the cash apps.
That's another thing that I want people to understand too. Everybody on the face of this earth have triggers, right? We all have things that make us upset, that make us react a certain way. Please understand that you are responsible for your triggers. You are responsible for the things that make you upset. So if somebody is doing something that make you upset, 3andMe, they said, can you mute? They said your background real loud.
No, yeah, okay.
Thank you. If somebody's doing something that's making you upset, you have the power to block it out your life. The same as you would in real life. When somebody come to your house and they disrespectful, you tell them to get out your house. You tell them to move around. You stop talking to them. You block them on your phone. Okay? Y'all, literally, what I'm saying is, it's okay to bring awareness, and I think that's admirable for the people that's doing it for the right reasons, right? Yeah, we need to know about child unalive and abuse. We need to know the people on this app that's monsters, but you cannot hold other people responsible for your triggers, for your issues about what happened in your childhood. All of that stuff, y'all got that stuff. You got to get counseling for. You're not gonna be healthy on this app thinking that everybody's going to address your triggers, thinking that everybody's going to make an environment in which you're there to thrive in. Now, that's the sad reality, and a lot of people going to hate me for saying that, but I don't care. When I go into a live and somebody's in there making me upset, guess what? I leave that live. I leave that live. I don't go live about it. I don't go to the next person and cry about it. If somebody's in there being racist or being talking crazy about kids or just being stupid, I leave. I leave. See, so a lot of people sit around on these apps and they get triggered and they keep going back into the same triggers and the same triggers and the same triggers. If it's triggering you, take a break. Take a break from the app, take a break from the trigger. Just chill out, because nobody is responsible on this app for your feelings or your triggers.
But
I'm
real
sorry,
quick,
they just not.
hold on. Let me say something before Zena say something. But Kappa, is it really triggers though? Everything isn't about triggers. Some things are about what is should be morally right, should be a standard, and should be some things that we as adults should not take part of, or we as adults should react differently to. You get what I'm saying? And my thing is, as adults that are well off into our ages here, right? We're well off into that. Some things are not about what's triggering. Some things are about what is right and what is wrong. I'm
So
sorry,
basically
but hold on
what
real
people
quick. Hold on. I'm sorry, but we need to, as adults, children do not have protection, and children are harmed very, 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 like, at alarming rates, right? And we as adults all together collectively have been a part of that problem for so long. You know how we're part of that problem? We're part of that problem when we don't call out people, not even call out, because I don't do call out lives, but when we don't discuss and we don't talk about the behaviors of not only the people who have done these things, but the reason that things have happened to kids for so long is because of the people that have supported the people that do these things. And by us just walking away and saying, oh, this is social media, let's just block them and move on, that's complicit. That's ignoring them. That's not trauma. That is, we have to, because kids cannot protect kids. Kids cannot protect kids. We have to protect kids. So how can we, and collectively, because I don't have kids, but my responsibility as an adult is to protect all y'all kids. At any time, if I see your kids, there was one time I'm riding down the street. I see some kids not looking, about to run into the street. You know what I did? I pulled over. Hey, y'all need to make sure that y'all are looking both ways before you cross that street, okay? Because you can really get hurt here. That's protection. If we're not doing that, we can block them and move on. I personally done blocked her. I don't agree with everybody just like, now I'm going to drag her a little because I don't like her, but I'm not going to be unbiased in that, and I haven't been this whole motherfucking time. But my thing is, how complicit are the other people that say nothing, that block and move on? We take TikTok and social media as this reality that is not real life. These people think like that and operate in the ways they do in real life. So they are connected to other people. So how far is that shit gonna spread before this is now the norm? We don't take up for children. That's what I'm saying.
Let me respond, because you said a whole bunch. Let me respond to that.
Yeah, and
First
then
and
Zena
foremost,
will go see, we'll let Kappa respond.
what I would like to know is how many people actually in this comment section or on this panel volunteer with the Boys and Girls Club. or go to a youth center.
Thank
Or
you. Not at all. And that was
I
my
go
point.
to
Wait,
I
wait. Put
actually
on
go
it.
to a youth center
because
in
put a one if you
Atlanta.
a
I just
Rose
was doing.
does.
Look,
hold
let me
on.
Rose
tell
Put a
you what
one
I
does.
if
just
you
did. Let me tell
put
you
a
what
one
I
if
just
you a
did for the
father
Of
to
kids.
one.
nothing.
Hold on, real quick. Let me tell you what I just did. I literally we met the goal, y'all.
Okay, good job.
Yay! Give it up. We
Good job. Good job.
and we
So
got
wait
a
a minute.
little bit extra. Thank y'all. But
Let me say
let me
this.
tell you, I
Okay.
literally let me tell you what I spent a couple hours of my time doing. They cut the socks out of these little things to make little rings, right? I had to dust all of the socks off and cut these little strings for the kids' arts and fucking crafts so they could do things. And we was cutting and doing all of this for the kids. So some of us do shit. Even for the community. I literally just went to Foreman Mills and got a bunch of shit for this homeless man that I spent $30 on lunch because he was outside of the Coney motherfucking island. And I spent
Okay,
$11
but
on
no, I had a
motherfucking mine.
reason. Hold
Some
on.
of us
Watch me
do
work.
shit.
Watch me work. I had a reason for asking that because you said that you got to keep all the kids safe, right?
We
On
should
the internet,
be.
wait a minute, on the internet, you can keep absolutely zero people safe.
Thank you,
You
Kappa.
can keep zero people
I don't
safe.
think kids should be on the
You,
internet.
that is the parent's job. Wait a minute, get on it. Get on it. That's the
I
parent's
don't
job
think the kids should be
to
on the
know where the
internet.
kids, because you know what? If I had little babies and I watched my kids sit online and watch Miss Nitra playing her music, dancing, drinking her wine, that's not an environment I will let my kids be in. Okay, that lady is for grown. That's grown people content. That's what I'm saying. Who are we protecting on this internet? Who are you really protecting? Who are you really putting stock in on
We're
this internet?
because
Because it's
you know
not
how we protect.
protecting, it's
Hold
just
on,
throwing
before we
around
go, we're
opinions.
gonna go to Zena real quick. Kappa, I'm gonna wrap this up. We're gonna go to Zena, and then I think Rose came up before she go. I don't know who came up. Who came
I
up
came
first?
up first. If you could allow me, I'm gonna
Okay.
be quick.
And then but here's the thing: we're protecting the kids by teaching adults the standards and how we handle motherfucking issues when it comes
Gonna
to fucking
receive it.
children.
They not gonna receive. You think Miss Nitra gonna
She,
receive this
like
from
I
people
said
that's
earlier,
dragging her?
she may not receive it, but it could be for somebody else. And as long as it's for somebody else, that person can take it to other people. So it may not be intended for her, but how we stand up, how we show up in this world, how we protect children is by
In the world.
speaking.
In the world. In the world.
That
This is TikTok. In the
it
world.
is.
Do it in the
It's 9
world. Do it in
million
the
people
world.
on this, and billion
Do it
people
in the
on this app.
world.
The
I got a
result of this
question.
Let's do
live
it in
is
the
going to
world.
be nothing.
Zena,
The
please. I have a
result of this
question.
live is still going to be the same thing it was when we started.
I have
No,
We
a
just
because
sat
question.
here and talked about people for a couple. That's all that's going to happen.
I
well,
got a
I choose
question.
to believe that the live would hopefully get to somebody, and even if it's one person, I did my job today. But hold on, we gonna Zamaya, what's up?
I just got a question real quick. Toya wanted me to ask you, are we holding everyone to the same standard for kids?
Yes, we should
Yes.
say what people did
Yes.
is wrong.
Yeah.
We can say what people did. I don't bash people. Because I've said anybody who has done something with kids, I've called it out and say that they were wrong. Now, I ain't got to make them a green screen every day and do all this other weird shit people doing. Because I ain't going to do that with that man, and I'm not going to do that with Miss Nitra. But, Zena.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for having me up. And I want to say I'm sorry for calling that lady a bitch. That was rude.
Oh,
But
that was you in the comments acting up?
it was.
Stop calling people bitches.
My apologies. I just thought that was a
No, Jen,
terrible
that's
thing.
awful.
And I'll just be real quick though. I'm not even gonna be super long-winded. Trigger warning, super trigger warning. But my father committed schmuicide. But when he did it, he wanted to take out my sister. And so I'm glad that, I mean, I understand like not everybody's going to take stuff in. I'm glad that, you know, we're talking about it though, because I do go into a lot of lives. I don't say anything much. I may comment every now and then and I do my little likes and gifts, but I like that because I'm working and I like the entertainment. I like the dialogue a lot of the times, but do I want to go into a place knowing that a man who unalived his child is sitting in there or maybe has presence or authority? Nah, I don't. Do I appreciate people talking about it? Absolutely. Do I think that you have to drag everybody and everything. No, I don't. I don't think that. And I think that the dialogue that we're having now is a dialogue that should continue. I don't think it has to be a circus in order to get the information out. And I don't feel like this is a circus. I feel like this is solid information, but also a dialogue about how that information is given out. So yeah.
Yeah, because none of us got no smoke. We just be talking over here.
Yeah.
She go.
You got smoke. I'm just
I
kidding.
got a question, and Kappa, don't beat me up. If you want to make me your green screen, that's cool. But what is the difference between this situation with Miss Nietzsche and the situation with Silverback and getting that blazing to whoever platformed him? Because I feel like we're doing the same thing, like bringing awareness to a situation that was dangerous.
Jemiah,
So
I'm gonna have you drop.
what is the situation? What's the difference between what we're doing now with Miss Nietzsche, which is calling out the person, which the second part of that question was, with Miss Nietzsche, is it that we're really going at her because she's platforming him, or we're going at her because she's ignoring it? Because most people that have come into my space earlier when we were talking about this are saying that they have an issue with the fact that during a live, they were literally dropping comment after comment, like, your mod did this, your mod did this. And she literally turned the music up and was like, we're not going to talk about that. We're just going to move on. So it's like, if we are genuinely upset at the fact that you're ignoring it, then are we really wrong for bringing awareness to the situation? Because that's the same thing that was going on with Blaze, was him platforming somebody that hurt a child, and we did the right thing by bringing it out. So what's the difference between that and this?
Okay, so let me answer my part first, because Watch Me Work be long-winded. Okay, so with the Blaze issue, bringing up Silverback was called out, persecuted on the app, ran off the app, and was gone. And then they resurrected him. So that's the difference. They brought him back, replatformed him so he could tell his side, and then he got to say that he accepted accountability and he feel like he should be accepted back. And now he's on this platform going live every other day. So that's the difference. See, nobody ran Mario off yet because we so mad at, or people are so mad at Ms. Nitra because she didn't make a statement, because she don't have a prepared statement by a publicist. She didn't make a statement, so therefore we must get on her. But we ain't got the first problem solved first. Is Mario, with Jerome, whatever his name is, he is the problem. He is the problem. Nobody's bringing him back. He's here. He's been here.
I didn't say
Y'all,
Blaze
nobody
was
dragging Nitra over here,
said
y'all. So
Kappa
I don't
was
know
bringing
about them
awareness.
other
I ain't
lives.
say Blaze was bringing
Sweet.
awareness. Y'all got my words
Have
wrong.
people been have people really been in these streets dragging her, y'all? What's been going on?
I don't think she platformed him, Toya. I don't know. But no, people are dragging Miss Nitra. And then the lives I've seen have been about Miss Nitra. Now there probably is some lives about, I know Chasing Pillows did one on the guy. And I seen a screenshot or watched a recap on Chasing Pillows page. And Chasing Pillows was mostly talking about what the man did. But everybody else that I've seen tied it back into Miss Nitra, which is their prerogative.
Watch me work.
But
I
don't let
thought
him
you
get
was the
away.
one dragging her.
I wasn't dragging Miss Nitra.
Who thought
Me?
I was dragging her? I didn't do a little
No,
drag.
watch me work.
I said a couple things, and I may have called her a couple bitches or something, but
So
drag
you
her?
just pushed her. You ain't dragging. You just pushed her a little bit.
I might have called her a couple bitches.
Oh, okay.
But I ain't dragging her, no.
Oh, all right.
JoJo,
Just
Blaze
a couple
brought
mushes.
him
You
back.
smacked in the back of the head a couple of
Blaze
times. Okay,
brought
I got it.
Let me answer this question because people didn't hear that portion. Silverback was done and finished and gone off the app. Blaze reached out through channels and brought Silverback back to the app to interview him. That's the difference. And I didn't smoke Blaze initially about it.
But wasn't also like the main reason though that you said was because of the child endangerment, correct?
I didn't give no reason. What are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about the reason why it was brought to that, from my understanding, was that what he did to children is the reason why y'all felt like he shouldn't be back on here, right?
No, I said, well, what I was mad about was during the course of bringing that man back, the survivor of the situation, address and social security number was exposed by Blaze, and then the man showed up at that lady's house, and then he went back to jail. And I said that was dangerous.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, again, not trying to argue with you, but I feel like both situations are dangerous. Both situations are needed. And this, the only reason why I'm agreeing with Watch Me is because if we just blocked them, right? Yes, we kept ourselves from it, but we're not telling anybody else anything, so they could do that shit again right up under our
But did
noses
I
and
ever
nobody
say
would know.
not to talk
No,
about it though?
I
I
think
never
the
said not to
situations
talk
might
about
be
That's
it.
my
slightly
opinion, not
different
yours,
in a
Watch Me.
way.
That
The
was my opinion.
situations are different because what happened with Silverback, that turned into a real life situation with that man showing up on that woman's porch.
No,
And he
I
went
think
back to
no,
jail.
here's the thing. I don't know if Miss Nitra knew or not. Like we probably some of us is assuming that she knew. Blaze knew for sure.
No,
So
but
I
what
can
I'm saying is,
understand
because
that.
that's why I started the statement in saying that the people are mad at Miss Nitra because when
Yeah, he
she
went back to
knew,
jail.
When
she
she
ignored it.
knew how she
She
behaved.
ignored it.
Oh,
Right.
she
So
right.
that's
Okay,
right.
that's
So that's
right.
gonna cause a problem. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why people are going at the host, because not because of the fact that he's doing it, it's because of the fact that when she found out, she ignored it and said that she was moving on. Like it's
So
like
you
it's
haven't
nothing. That's a problem.
is he back on her platform?
I am not sure of that because I have not been on her platform since I
Okay,
heard
you
that. I
said
ain't gonna lie.
when she found out, she ignored it. So
Yeah.
we don't know if she confronted him behind closed doors. We don't know what happened. All we know is he's not over there anymore, right?
We know what happened on the app, because that happened on the app when the whole thing about her ignoring it and not listening to it.
Right.
Now, as far as
Somebody said he been there. I don't know how true that is. I haven't seen him over there, so I can't speak to that at all.
Has anybody seen him? Okay, Frankie, do you
I
got a
can't speak
video
to
as
or
far
that
as him
anything?
being over there, since I'm not.
because I ain't been over there.
Anybody got a video or
But the
anything
people
showing
that
that
came
he's
on
been
my
back over there?
platform earlier, the reason why they were saying they were upset is because of the fact that she ignored it, not because you can't be mad at somebody that
Okay, they're
didn't know.
saying they're saying no, he haven't been back over there. So
On
he's on
Bigo.
Bigo.
On Bigo.
He's on
But
Bigo.
they said he on Bigo, but let's get to Rose. Hey
Hey y'all. Hey
girl.
again. So I just wanted to acknowledge a statement that was made saying that like this conversation won't go anywhere or that people speaking to certain things won't really make a change because it's just social media. I strongly disagree. I do believe that while having these conversations, somebody will take it in and they will change their actions. Just like talking about other things that you find, holds value to you. If I, as a person, am always talking about parents having emotional intelligence, eventually somebody's going to come into the room and they're going to start to hear what I'm saying. They're going to start to apply that in their everyday life with their children. It's a ripple effect. So if I keep having this conversation, eventually somebody's going to get it. And when someone gets it, somebody else, may also get it. And then it's a cycle. So I don't agree with the statements that this is just a conversation just talking about somebody and then we're just talking a little shit and that's it, because awareness comes in different forms and fashions. Also, what I wanted to address is the fact that a person doesn't have to go into an actual facility to be doing some type of work for the community. If you're on live and your content or some of your content is talking about how you can be better for your community or how you can do certain things, that is a certain level of activism. That's a certain level or way of giving back to your community, because there are people in your community who are going to come into your broadcast and they're going to talk and they're going to listen to you talk and vice versa. So I know that I have been into rooms where a person may not have gone to a boys and girls club. However, their speaking caused someone else to put their children into a boys and girls club, and then they became active. So conversations, I think make a difference, and I think that is why we do have social media in the first place, to engage, to network, to build communities, not only on the app but also outside of the app.
That's a good point. Real quick to the comment section when somebody says something about, but no one said anything about Genty. Again, you must be new here because one of my first lives was about the Genty situation when it all broke out. I've already said my thoughts and opinions on there, and it's actually recorded on my YouTube. And come June, we're going to have a movie night. So maybe you might want to follow. So, no, I know the people that been here already know that. But there's some people that ain't been here. So I need y'all to make it clear. Because I talk about everybody. And I talk about everybody's shit. From my perspective, I don't give a fuck who it is. You know what I'm saying? So I talk about every motherfucking body. But hey, somebody, you want to do some mod duties real quick?
Yeah, I do. Well, no, I don't. That's not what I'm up here. I'm just talking my shit. But real quick, I think that's another difference too, is the fact that.
Hold on, you skipped the line. We gotta go to Songbird. Hold on.
Okay, well, let me shut the fuck up then. Go ahead, Songbird, because I love you anyway. Go ahead. Well, I love everybody else, but go ahead. Shit.
I love you too,
Thank you, Rose, for coming out.
Yeah, I wanted to just add to the conversation a bit. I don't think the person is in here anymore, but I think that there is a difference between being neutral towards other people speaking out and then being like hostile towards it. I don't understand this well, it's never going to change anything, so why are you guys doing it? But like that to me, I'm not with that. Because if I'm speaking out about something and you don't like it and you don't want to do it, then you don't have to do it. I'm not saying you have to do it. What I'm saying is for me, when I wake up in the morning, I know that I need to act with integrity and I need to stand up for the values that are important to me, the things that I hold dear. So if somebody comes on this app and does, so and such and such and such, for me, my personal thing is I need to speak up against that because that's what I need to do for me. Now, hopefully, I hope that that can impact a conversation that's going on. I hope that it can change some hearts and minds. My heart is not so hardened that I think that nothing can change anything. I'm not defeatist in that way. But even if it doesn't, when I grew up, my parents told me to always protect the person that needs protection and to always speak up about injustice. That's what I do. I do the same thing in real life. I I am an activist against injustice in real life, and I do so on this app as well. I think for me, it's possible for me to do two things at once. I can cast light on someone that has done something very bad and then remove my support from them. But I don't think that we should be like castigating people that want to speak out or saying that that has no value, because otherwise, I mean, what is anybody doing on this app, right? Or any social media for that matter. Like, we're here to have these conversations. We're here to have tough conversations if we can. And if we can't have tough conversations and come to a consensus, then there are certain people that need to not be in these spaces. And I want to be able to speak out against those people and say, hey, this person unalived a baby. This person took a toddler off of this earth violently. And I don't think that we should be talking to this person. I don't think we should be platforming this person. Whether or not anybody does that is not my business. But I do think that there is value in speaking up against injustice and speaking up against people that commit terrible, heinous acts. And then also, I do think that you should withdraw your support from them. I don't think you should go in their lives and blah, 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 because I do think that that gives them oxygen. But I do think there is absolutely a place to have those conversations, and even if it doesn't affect everybody, somebody may be impacted by the things that you say.
I agree. We're gonna go to Honey next, but I just want to say this really quick. For me, I don't. To me, it's not if he in her space or if he comes to her panel. Because for me, that part, I don't do what you do. It's the mod part for me. You get what I'm saying? Because your moderator, for whatever reason, has so much goddamn power. And being associated with somebody that is in your inner circle and a mod is the issue for me. So, like, coming to the platform, jumping in the box, she done platform the other dude. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, as if you want to be a content creator, unfortunately, there are some things, if you want to grow and be in this public light, that you got to move and operate a little bit differently. You think that people, even though there's all these predators in Hollywood and they unspokenly associate themselves with them, some of them not going to associate themselves with people that they know is predators. Some of them not. Now, the stupid people is, but some of them not.
So that's my whole question. That's my whole argument is that like the most important work fall to the wayside because of people's feelings and triggers. The most important thing is that he need to be outed for a child unaliver. Like he should literally, yes, everybody should be talking about it. Nobody should be platforming him. So on 50% of all of this, I agree. The other half, I do not agree dragging her. I do not agree dragging her because you know what? There are other people. Y'all so selective on this app. There are other people that cam up problematic, super problematic men, DV people that's committed DV, people that has has done all kind of stuff.
I think I just
And
called her a couple bitches because I ain't dragging for real.
but wait a minute. But what I'm saying is y'all so selective though. And what I'm saying is, and I'm gonna be point blank, because people don't like Miss Nitra. It's so easy to jump on a hate train to say, okay, yeah, he did all this awful stuff, but you know what, Miss Nitra, you just as terrible as him. Even though you ain't unalive no baby, you didn't beat no wife, you didn't do none of that, but you had him in your proximity. You just as bad as him, and that's just, man, y'all so ridiculous to me. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't agree with none of that shit. Like, he need to catch the smoke. We should never stop talking about what he did, and we need to understand that these leech ass black men, they use black women. They weasel their way back into women's lives with, you know what I'm saying, and they charismatic and they nice and they kind. Of course he didn't meet Miss Nitra and say, you know what, I'm a baby unaliver, now make me your mod. Like, and the other black women and other women, we smoked the hell out of that woman. Meanwhile, he done moved on and went and found the new platform on another side of TikTok to go get into, instead of us focusing on him and running him off every side of TikTok or being ignorant to him on every side of TikTok. He now over there on Plant Talk talking to some other woman and being charismatic, and now he's her mod. Meanwhile, Miss Nitra catching all the smoke she can catch because we don't like who she put on her platform, but then when other people do it, we don't say shit. There are several creators that platform problematic, disgusting men and do it over and over and over again, and y'all don't say nothing. Matter of fact, y'all asses be in there. I'm gonna start screenshotting y'all and putting y'all up on the green screen. Y'all be in them lives, laughing and cackling and giggling, and then boom, Miss Nitra do something, Kappa do something, Watch Me do something, this one do something. You don't like us, so we catch all the fucking smoke. Kiss my black ass.
Now hold on, let's go to Honey next. But so y'all, Kappa not talking to me. I saw somebody in the comments and said that's not what this live. She not. Remember when I said earlier? We're speaking to two different audience, because here's the thing. I cannot like somebody, whether I liked her or not, I still be having the same damn conversation, and my thought process will be exactly the same. So like that shit don't apply to me. She talking about some of the other
Yeah, I'm
people.
using
Just
us
so
for
y'all know.
example.
Yeah, she not talking about me, y'all.
I just
Hey,
want to say
honey.
this. Hey, y'all, everybody. I just like to say this. I have volunteered at the Boys and Girls Club in my younger days. I was a cheer coach for 50 screaming little girls. And not only that, at my church in the food pantry, not only that, we used to cook meals once a week for the people in the Ronald McDonald House, those kinds of things. Now that I'm old and decrepit, I rock babies in the children's hospital because sometimes those babies are flown in and their parents can't get to those babies and be there with them, because some of them, they still have to work. They have to go to work and take care of their families. And the nurses in those pediatric units are so overwhelmed. They're just trying to just get to baby. So sometimes, yes, I go up there. I had to go through security clearance, all those things like that. And I will rock a baby and hold that baby while I'm feeding it, even though it may have a few tubes connected or whatever. But I do those things. I can do something. So if you say that we can't save everybody, no, we can't, but everybody can choose to do something, because I belong to a sorority. My sorority is built on public service. Those are things that I do. We service the community. Not only that, I volunteered with Junior League, things like that at my children's schools when they were in school. They're grown adults now. Everybody can do something. But let me say something and speak about Mr. Hill. Mr. Hill beat a 2-month-old baby. He
Trigger
shook him
warning.
to the point where he needed a shunt. After that, he had a felony for that. During that time, in between the time he was 2 months and 2 years old, the baby was found wandering out in the streets. And then at 2 years old, that's when the baby was unalived. So you can imagine what type of tortures those children in his home went through, or that child went through. He caused that child to have a disability. And I have worked with children who have shunts, and I know what they're for and how those work. And they're pretty dangerous, because one of the things they tell parents is you don't want your child to fall and hit their head, or to have an accident to where the shunt is damaged. So all I want to say is this. I'm not about dragging Miss Nitra. What I'm about is saying this. Miss Nitra handle this poorly. When places that deal with children or anybody have something bad to happen, what happens is the people come out and they give a statement. They say, this is what we knew, this is when we knew it, and this is what we did about it. And pretty much, even though people may not like what happened, at least they know that people addressed it. Because at some point in time, some people think Miss Nitra does not care, that Miss Nitra still wants to deal with Mario, that Miss Nitra is saying, forget everybody else or what you think. I had him in here. He's my mod, actually, my super mod. And that's just how it was. So sometimes her PR, her brand is not looking good. And she probably, if she had just said, you know what, I found out when you found out, I didn't know. That was all it took, probably, for most people. That's all I have to say.
And that's my main thing. I was just gonna ask Kappa is like, does the fact of her ignoring it like matter?
Keep asking me about Miss Nitra though. Why you don't go over there and ask Miss Nitra?
No, I was asking you because we was having the conversation.
Oh, okay. Because like, hold on now. You keep picking on me now. It's other
I
people.
ain't picking on you.
Watch me,
Yeah,
check
you
your
that's why I'm
IG.
asking
You just
Kappa.
sent
Okay.
me a message in the comments like, please don't put me on your green screen. I'm not picking on you.
I'm just saying, man, dang, y'all, I'm up here fighting for my doggone
Hold on,
rights.
you also got to think about it. You're the only one up here that really,
I'm
brought
about
up
to
the
pick on you.
conversation.
I'm the only one up here that ain't, listen, I'm the only one up here, let's be honest, that ain't got no smoke for Miss Nitra.
Nothing in my
No,
IG.
we don't have smoke for Miss Nitra.
Hold on,
But I'm
that's
let
why.
me say this.
That's
Hold
why
on. I
I
ain't
asked
got no
Watch Me
smoke for
for
Miss
this.
Hold on,
Nitra. I
y'all.
don't
Nah,
got
Let
smoke.
she go
don't
finish.
back out now. Don't back out
Hold on.
now.
I ain't
I
got no
don't
smoke
have
for
smoke for that lady because I don't even know her like that.
I ain't got no smoke for her for real, honestly. Hold on, real quick, everybody. Zamaya, I don't see any messages. I ain't got no real smoke for her
Kappa,
because
you get on my
everything
nerves.
everything
Toya,
I'm
watch
saying
me.
is
Watch me.
some
The
fact.
messages from Toya.
Oh, yeah, okay.
My bad.
Nah, she go, I appreciate you. Go ahead, baby. I'll answer if I can. Yes, ma'am. I'm listening.
No, you good.
Nah, go ahead. Go ahead. It was a question. Go ahead. I'll answer it.
Now you done fucking scared
gardening.
people, Kappa. Shit.
I ain't gonna lie, I forgot the goddamn question. I don't know if it
See?
was you or the gardening.
I'm not gonna,
Okay,
nah,
well,
y'all.
Maddie, be quiet because I gotta go back to class, y'all. Zamaya, go ahead. Wait, I'm next in order, so don't play me.
I said go, Zamaya.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, when I smoked too much, and I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say earlier.
Y'all gotta stop smoking if y'all can't handle the brain capacity.
Chill out.
No,
Okay.
Lee, I did call her a few B words earlier, and I said I ain't like her, but I ain't got smoke for her for real. People know how I operate when I really got
I
smoke,
mean,
so
but watch
I
me.
ain't
How
really
is
had no
somebody
smoke.
supposed to take it when you calling them a B? You think they really gonna receive what you have to say?
I don't care about Miss Nitra saying what I got to hear, what I
See,
got to
now
say.
look at your attitude. You see how your whole face changed and how your voice
No,
changed,
but my
and
message ain't for Miss Nitra.
yeah, all right, okay,
The message ain't for her. If the message
Fuck
were her,
you.
it would probably be delivered in a different way. My message ain't really for like her. It's to really honestly call it the fuck shit that happened on this app and how we give creators like we give creators no responsibility in nothing,
Yeah,
right? Like we
reported,
don't
tap
speak
the
on
screen.
nothing. But they business owners because that's what they want to be labeled as. We didn't label them that.
No, I don't know business owner.
But if you're a content creator, technically that's your business, that's your brand, right?
Well, please.
Or am I wrong? Because like I said, I can have the
TikTok's
wrong
been
impression.
chasing me for an ID for like 3 months. I ain't
Well,
no business owner. They don't got no ID on me or no
Shut
W9.
up.
So go on about their business now. They can keep them little coins. Child, I ain't getting no ID out of me, so that way some Chinese
but
person
people
can have
get
my
a
whole
tax
identity.
form for this, right?
Yeah, you get a
But
tag. They yeah.
honestly,
Okay.
everybody don't want the association to be a content creator, but technically being a content creator is a brand. Being an influencer is a
I
brand.
thought
And
But
if
is she an
and that is
influencer?
equated
And
to a
is
business.
she an influencer?
that's what
Say it
she
again.
classified herself
Is she
as.
an influencer?
Y'all classify her that in the coalition? What the hell you
That
asking
no,
us
because
for?
there were people there with all size platforms. Not everybody with a big platform is an influencer.
I
Everybody
agree
was a
with that.
content creator though,
That was
right?
my question, Kappa.
Everybody's a
If you
content
go
creator. Not
live or
everybody
you
is an
make videos, you
influencer.
I
are a
remember that
I'm not a
content
question.
content
creator.
creator.
If you go
You are.
live or make
First off, I'm
videos,
not
you're a
Lil
content
Bill. I
creator.
got hair, bitch. I showed you the missing tooth, but don't try to ever say I'm bald headed because that don't exist. Kappa, my bad. Somebody in the comments that say that. But anyway,
Y'all
Who
gotta
said
ignore these
that?
people
So
in the
we
comments.
said
Let's not
Address
do
the
that.
comment. Can I go back? Somebody go
because
ahead
it's
so I
like
can go
I know
fast.
my tooth missing, but hair, no, baby, don't ever
Oh,
play yourself. But anyway, before Dwayne Wade interrupted me, I got confused. Oh, Kappa, that's what I was saying. Does the fact that she ignored it Like, does that change any part of the conversation? Because that's the only reason why I even had a question. Because I was like, if she didn't know, I felt the same way you did. If she didn't know, then what is she supposed to do about it? But when I found out that she didn't give a fuck, because she basically was like, I'm not gonna pay
Did
attention
she
to that
say
shit.
that? Did she say that? Did she say she didn't care?
I'm not saying it verbatim, but yeah, in a sense, she said, I'm not paying attention to that. I'm moving on.
Okay, I'm saying, did she say she didn't care about what happened, or did she just say I'm moving on?
Not, I didn't care. I'm moving on.
Who
Okay,
harassing
so
you in
how
the
do we add?
comments?
How did we add?
Glow.
I don't. Huh?
I
How
said,
did we? How did we add? I don't care. I'm moving on.
you can go ahead and say, I don't care from her ignoring it. You can
So
say that.
you took an inference from her saying I'm moving on.
So
Yeah, like
Kappa, do
she's
people's
basically
actions
ignoring it.
not
Like
speak
if you're
to
not
their
Hold
addressing
on,
it,
Miss Bullock, hold on, because she go ask this question, and I want she go to clarify for me. Did she say it, or did she go feel a certain kind of way
I
because she
felt
didn't
as if she
respond?
was saying she didn't care because
You
she said she
felt
was
a
moving
certain
on.
kind of way because she didn't respond the way you wanted her to respond.
It's
however a
not that in
person's
response. She ignored
actions
it. Like,
however
come
a
on,
person's
Peppa.
actions
Come
and their
on,
direct words can we not listen one thing we not gonna be Kappa. Come on now, let's be
come on.
real.
That's what I said. Come
Because
on,
you tried to
Pepper.
call me Cap the other day. I'm about to call Cap now, Kappa. Let's be honest about
Hey,
it. You
I'm
acknowledge.
sorry.
Hold
Don't
on,
nobody
listen.
get
Let
to
me finish.
dictate.
Let me
Don't
finish.
nobody.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Nobody dictates a response from me.
Hold on.
That's
I'm
Period.
not
not dick.
dictating.
I don't
I'm
think
not
like
dictating a
y'all.
response from you, Kappa. I'm saying though.
No, I'm talking about Miss Nitra, but go ahead.
Oh, but listen. We got to be honest about it, and we're not gonna be willfully obtuse in this conversation. Willfully
Toya.
obtuse in this
I'm never
conversation for
obtuse.
real. But
I'm
let's be
laughing at
honest
Toya,
about it,
y'all.
because you
My bad.
acknowledged the bias, right? You acknowledged earlier that you had a bias, and that's fair. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. The other part of this is I'm not solely coming at Ms. Nietzsche. I think that man is deplorable, and I think he needs to be away from me and away from children. And I think there needs to be awareness. I also think there's a level of somewhat accountability that I can't give her that she has to take on her own for
Mm-hmm.
ignoring the fact that this is a subject right now. There has never been a situation on this side of TikTok that involves a woman that Ms. Nietzsche has not talked about or has not questioned that woman, has not dove into her issues, have not dug into and researched all
Now
the
you
things
know
about
that's
her.
not true.
Carlisha
Fact.
Hood, I'm gonna name them.
You
Carlisha
know that's
Hood,
not true.
Carly Russell, Heartbreaker. All of these
That's not
issues
true.
have occurred.
You can't. You literally cannot say that there have Miss Nitra have been in everybody's issue. You
Hold on,
cannot say that. That's gaslighting like a mug. Stop it. Cap.
hold on. No, I'm not
Cap.
gaslighting. I'm telling you what I've
That's
experienced, what
cap.
I've seen with my
That
own
Miss
eyes.
Nitra have not been in every single female issue that's been over
What
here
I'm
on
saying
TikTok.
is
Cap.
she has discussed a lot of female. Let me fix it for
And
you.
and I'm not saying she's
Okay,
likable.
so let me finish though.
I'm
Let me
not saying
finish.
she's
Let me finish
likable,
because
but
Hold
I'm
on,
not
hold
answering
on,
a
hold
question
on.
right now.
Let Bullet finish it out and then Kappa respond.
What I'm saying is she has discussed a lot of issues when it comes to Black women and their
Mhm.
behaviors or things that have surrounded them. I can name at least 4 different instances where she's dug into the stories of Black women. This
Mhm.
Black man who has been her main mod, who has been standing next to her, she has met in person, has taken pictures with, have posted them online, is sitting
Mhm.
next to her, whether she knew it prior to it coming to this app in the last couple days or not. It has since been brought to her attention, and nothing has been discussed in regards to it. It has been ignored. A party has been had. People have been blocked. People have been muted, and that is ridiculous. That is scary, and I think that equates to us having conversation right now and discussing it even further. So she may not be a direct proponent of the person who did it, but I think another problem we have on this app is too many Black women are protecting Black men who participate in DV,
They talking about
SA,
the
and
man
all
who,
those other.
the lady who was protecting the man who unalived, who
I'm
killed
sorry, was
his
I
Hold on,
talking?
kid.
hold on. Hold on, Lachey. We're gonna let Bullet finish and then Kappa, then Rob, and then we'll go to Lachey.
And
No,
I wasn't trying to be disrespectful,
Bush.
to
I'm
Kappa,
sorry. Time
because you
out.
know
Bush
it's
didn't
all
get to go.
love.
We
Oh,
go
But
Bush,
Bush,
I
you didn't
think
go
that
yet?
Bullet,
Okay.
Kappa, then Bush. Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
No,
okay.
but Bullock was still talking though.
I
The
think
lady cut
that
her off.
I
Yeah,
also
yeah. Bullet can go now, and then Kappa, and then Bush, and then Rob, and then Lachey.
I also think that there is we have a really bad issue on this side of TikTok where a lot of black women tend to ignore the fact that black men will say they have participated in DV, they have participated in SA, they have participated in all of these things, and we question these women. We don't ask these men shit about their stories. We don't dig into when did you hit her, what angle did you hit her at. We don't ask them none of that shit. But when it comes to the women, Heartbreaker Life got tore upside down for a month at least. And none of these black men on this side of TikTok have ever been questioned that way. I have seen them be coddled. I have seen them be loved on. I have seen them be platformed. I have seen them be gifted. I have seen them be crowdfunded for. I have seen them be everything but accountable for any part of the action that they participate in with their black ass hands. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, great points. However, let me point out this. You do not get the response that you want out of somebody just because that's the response you want. Period, point blank. If she chooses to run her platform that way where she don't address it or talk about it, I'm not going to hate her. I'm not going to hate her for it. I'm not going to be mad at her for it. At the end of the day, when that heartbreaker situation broke out, I took a different stance. I said, I'm not going to question her story. I'm going to point out that this man is a registered ex-offender. And that's the way it is. See, people get mad at me because, like, I guess I'm crazy because I'm logical. Like, it doesn't make any sense for me to attack her. Bro, I didn't even know who that lady was. All I know is a registered sex offender that ain't too far from me, ran to this app, met somebody, went down there and might have possibly hurt them, and then admitted to doing something to them. Boom, it's open and closed for me. You messed up, dude. So I'm gonna get at you. Okay, this mod thing. I know people that got mods, they don't know who they are. They just literally be like, I need mods, and then people volunteer. So if she's still platforming him, then yes, that would be a problem for even me right now. To this day, I would have a problem with that. However, if she's parted ways about him, away from him, and she's not going to address it, that is completely her choice. I'm sorry, I'm just a logical person. I'm not irrational. I may come off as irrational, but I'm not irrational. I can't make that grown woman speak. I can't make that grown woman speak on another grown person situation, issue, or criminality. And I'm not gonna hold her accountable for what a grown man did. I'm just not.
Real
I'm
quick,
not. Y'all
Closet
can.
Talkers in
I'm
here.
not.
Hold on, real quick. Closet Talkers in here. She said, "Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all so much. Thank y'all again for the cash apps hitting the goal." Sorry, Kappa, go ahead.
Yeah, and Kia, you know what? It might be weird logic, but I believe in tackling a problem. I can't look at something and look at the end of the problem before I examine the first part. The first part is that the man is the criminal. And so I believe for myself, he gets the smoke. And then anybody that deal with him afterwards, I will not deal with them. I will not give them support. I will not gift them. I will not be in their lives, and I'll block them. That's how I work. Now, y'all do what y'all want. Y'all do what y'all want. That's how I work. So I'm going to answer for me. Okay? I'm not going to go over there, reach beyond the criminal, and attack Miss Nitra. I'm not going to do that. But I will tell her I can't be over here because this man is in your platform. This man is your mod. This man is doing this, he's doing that, and he's known to be a criminal. I'm not going to support her. I'm not going to support her. That's what I'm saying.
I think
Okay?
what happens in these conversations is that I won't call them talking points, like our thought processes, right? Like people are really just sharing their perspective of certain things because no one says anybody is forcing her to do anything. That's not the point of even this conversation. You know, I don't believe in forcing people to do anything.
I gotta go back to class.
Oh, Zamaya, was that you? Oh no, that was Bully.
No, I don't go to class. I'm
Did,
y'all
did
go to class.
probably not Char B. Did I literally come out my mouth and say that she deserved grace, or did I say I give black women grace? Which one was it? Can you quote me? Put it in quotations for me so that I can remember what I said.
I already know what you said. Do you want me to tell you? Oh no.
Shit,
Okay.
I don't remember.
Tell me.
You said black women, which is what you always say.
Black women deserve some grace. I'm not out here to I'm just not out here to tear up. I said black women deserve grace. I'm not out here to tear up black people and black women. Okay. When the black man did it, we have to have smoke for him. And most of the time, we spend time as women smoking other women because of our dislike or disdain for that woman. And I'm not saying that
But
Miss
that's
Nietzsche is
not okay. So
perfect.
I guess that's
Hold
what
on.
it
I
just.
know you finna defend yourself. Watch me work.
No,
I
no,
know you
no,
said you
not
didn't
me.
say that.
I'm not even about to defend me because I know that you know that that's not the place that I'm coming from. But I think the issue is when you say something like that, like a lot of other people, besides myself, it almost like it dumbs
You
down
ain't
people who
been
talk
looking.
about it in a whole.
But hold on, you admitted you haven't been looking. Baby, I've been watching. I've been watching these streets. I'm seeing what these people
Yeah,
are saying.
I didn't
And
see
they got
what was going
smoke
on
for
out
Miss
there. I don't
Nitra.
know what the fuck
And,
going
and you
on.
don't hear nothing. They didn't even put I seen a thing today, a video today. They got Miss Nitra in a fake mug shot on the side of dude in his mug shot.
But that's why I said I think we was having two conversations talking about two different crowds of people. And I think in order for I think I get what you're saying because I ain't see none of that. And I do think, like I said, there's a certain level, you ain't gotta drag somebody and do all of this other shit and making green screens and talk about the kids and talk about all of this shit. But I do think if we're in a conversation like this where none of that is happening, it looks like to certain people, because I got where you were coming from when you said that, because I didn't know all of this other shit was happening. You know what I'm saying? But to certain people, it probably looks a certain kind of way because it's well, damn, this ain't what's happening right here, and this not what's certain people this is not happening with. And I think that we have to give a little bit of something for two things to happen at once. You get what I'm saying? So even though you don't operate that way, and I understand that because you want to focus on that person, but I think some of us, we think that's the harmful part in some of these things that historically has happened for a very long time. You get what I'm saying? So I understand both perspectives or whatever, I get it. But I think that that's probably where some people's confusion is coming from.
I think a lot of people got smoke from Miss Nitra because her character speaks on things that she may have characteristics that they don't like. She may act the way that they don't like. It's other stuff, it's other biases that's brought into it. But if you really look at the situation, if we take all this energy and put all that pressure on him, we can get him gone, and then we can sit down and have a conversation with Miss Nitra. Now, I'm not saying that people can't do it the way they doing it. I'm just saying she's probably not going to receive it.
And sometimes it's not even for her. We're gonna go to Zamaya after this, y'all. And sometimes it's not even for her to receive it, but sometimes it's for the set, like I said earlier, to set the standard amongst adults that some of these things are just not okay. I don't think people I'm going, me, it's people whose businesses I still shout out that I don't really probably don't even, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't that type of bitch. I understand what you're saying though, because it is a lot of people that are doing that, but there are more people that's saying, okay, we notice these behaviors and these things happening, and everybody wants to kind of sweep it up underneath the rug. It's two issues going on right now: the women that protect those type of black men and those black men. And so we need to simultaneously talk about both of them, because while we're not talking about that one, those women are still out here protecting, and the more protection they get, the more fucked up shit they're doing. Okay, Aquarius, but let's go to Zamaya real quick.
So, I don't have no smoke for Nisha, but I will say I can kind of see exactly where Cap is coming from, because when I first entered this conversation and got knowledge of it, it didn't come presented to me as this man, his name, this is what he did.
Mm-hmm.
It came presented to me as Miss Nitra is platforming a child unaliver.
But
That's
see,
how it
that just means you weren't here for the beginning of the conversation,
No,
because
not
we
you.
No,
I'm talking.
Oh, I'm about to say we talking about him.
No, I'm talking
No,
about
it's
when
all over. That's how it's being brought.
Oh,
when it
I don't know
first
nothing
came
about
out.
none of that.
Nitra
I'm sorry,
is
y'all.
platforming a
Let me
child
shut the
When it
fuck up.
first came out, that's how it got presented to me. I didn't know his name. I didn't know what exactly his charges were or anything. All I knew is that Miss Nitra platformed as someone who unalived their child. So the smoke has been for Nitra from the beginning. Now, we are very adamant on this app about when you have personal friends or people that you talk to off app, most people and I'll name drop or whatever just because I'm not saying nothing bad, but Genty and them, for example, they will never check their friends on the app. They will always do it behind the scenes. So who are we to say that because he's not being platformed and because he's not in Nitra's lives now, since this has came out, who are we to say that she didn't cover this on the back end with him and she just doesn't want to deal with it with y'all because she doesn't have to? Does that make sense? We don't know that. We also don't know, which everybody's saying she knew about his charges. We don't know that to be true either. We have no knowledge of all of these things that we're sitting here assuming. Again, I don't have smoke for Nitra. I don't like her or dislike her or whatever. I think that her personality's fun when she be on the app. But my whole point is just that, again, this is how it was presented to me, was for the smoke for Nitra initially. And it was presented to me with I still don't even know his motherfucking name, to be honest with y'all, because everybody is just talking about how Nitra should do this and Nitra should do that. But again, we don't know on the back end if she corrected it behind closed doors, which is why he's not being platformed or in her lives no more. And we don't know if she knew ahead of time what his charges were. Watch Me has me as a mod, and I could have 17 motherfuckers in the basement tied up right now. Y'all don't know me. I'm just
Buy
saying.
it
Watch me like,
immediately.
Hold on.
excuse me.
Hold on real quick. So I didn't just sit here for 2 hours and say the same doggone thing.
No, but hold on. Here's the thing. The thing about it is,
I'm
we're gonna
dropping
get
all
to
of this
Rob
box.
and then we're
Goodbye.
gonna get to Rose.
I'm done.
The thing about
I'm
it
done.
is,
Come after that, 'cause I really do got to drop. I've been trying to say that for a minute, but I've been trying to hold on because I know you trying to keep it
what's
in
up?
order.
You got to drop.
No, after you finish, yeah, like because I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm saying I got to drop in a second.
Okay, we're gonna let you speak real quick. We're gonna go to Rob so then you can drop and let more people can come up. But here's the thing.
I was
This
finished.
is the problem when we have conversations like this, though, because what I feel like, and when people are having genuine conversations about the fuck shit, because as we should be talking about the movements of an individual when a serious situation is happening, especially the unalivement of a child. Why are we not talking about the people surrounding this person's behavior? Your behavior says a lot for you. You ain't got to get on here like, I talked to him, I'm unmodding him, but say something other than the smugness and asking for a million motherfucking likes. This ain't the time for likes. This ain't the time for all of that shit. You are the content creator. You are the business owner. You put yourself on a pedestal. We didn't do that. You are the one that wants to grow. You are the one that wants to do all of those things. So yes, at a certain point, y'all can't just sit here and be a content creator because you want to be fucking seen. Everybody ain't out to do the same exact things. And I feel like in these conversations, everybody's so stuck on the fuck shit and not seeing the real shit when other lives are happening. I didn't see none of that shit. So how about we stick to what's going on in the conversation in this live? Because fuck that fuck shit that's going on out there. What's the real issues? There should be no reason why we should be like, no, let's, and I get Kappa's response, no, let's focus on him. Fuck that. Let's focus on the people taking our people motherfucking money, claiming to be content creators, but don't want to be held responsible, don't give a fuck about nobody's opinion, want to be defensive all the motherfucking time, can't take constructive criticism, don't know how to emotionally motherfucking regulate, don't know how to fucking problem solve, don't know how to conflict resolution. All you know is motherfucking chaos. And that's cool if that's your platform. But if your platform is chaos and chaos coming into your life and people are paying you, step the fuck up.
I don't think you're wrong either. I could just definitely see from Kappa.
I wasn't yelling at none of them in the panel, y'all.
I'm
That's how it
asking
was
a
presented.
question.
That's
I
how it was
got to ask a
presented to me.
question.
Real quick,
How is anybody taking your money though? How is anybody taking your money?
If you are willingly not giving the money back and say, I'm gonna turn my gifts off, don't send me no cash apps, you're taking the money.
What you mean
You're
taking it?
accepting
Ain't
the
they
money
giving
that
it to
people are
them?
giving you. Not taking it as you're stealing it, but you're accepting monies from consumers. These people are consumers. If this is a business, these people are consumers. These people are your customers.
Okay, so what happened to bad businesses? What happens to bad businesses?
Hold on, I
Bad
just want to say
businesses
this.
get reviewed.
Oh,
Bad
they go out of
businesses get
business.
talked about.
They go out of business, right?
And
Not
they get talked
necessarily.
about.
So
Okay,
hold
they
on,
go
really
out of
quick
business.
before
Yeah. Kmart, Sears, but
And
go
they
ahead.
get talked about.
before I
Okay.
drop, the only thing I really wanted to say is
My bad.
about
Sorry, y'all.
the
I wasn't
everybody has
yelling
smoke
at
for.
Kappa and none of them. I just want y'all to know that.
No, you good. I was just gonna say, as far as the only before I drop to make space, the only thing I wanted to talk about is this having smoke for Nitra thing. First off, I don't have smoke for Nitra. Also, there is other categories of people. Like, we have to consider the fact that she just went into a panel for a coalition to fix this app. So you're gonna have eyes on you right now. everybody's going to be looking at you because you are now placing yourself in a position as a leader, as to somebody that can fix this app. So we're going to see if you really about that, if you could do what you do. It ain't just you that has eyes on you since that happened. Slim has, you have, anybody that was involved in that conversation, because y'all are officially naming yourself as the people that are getting ready to fix this app. So if you're getting ready to do that and then you have some shit like this come out, yes, we're going to talk about it, because it's like, okay, how are you getting ready to say you're getting ready to fix this app, but then when it's an issue that's happening in your own platform, you're becoming defensive, you're not addressing it correctly, and you're not fixing anything. So what's going to happen if there's a bigger issue on the app? Are you going to address it the same way? We have to ask those questions, because some of us, including myself, actually did look at that meeting and wanted to see what was going to be the outcome of it. Y'all keep bringing up Genty. Go talk to Genty.
I just wanted to say real quick that I get everybody's sentiment, and I understand that, you know, you can't hold someone to a certain, you know, esteem, I guess. The problem with that, though, is Nitra has explicitly made it clear that she advocates for children. She supports and protects the idea of children being protected. She says that she is a Christian woman, and she holds herself to a certain standard once she put that religion on herself, right? And how she speaks about it and how she conducts herself to those people. So if you are holding yourself to a certain standard, there is now an expectation on how you're going to carry yourself. And I think that's where things are getting lost in translation. You carry yourself in a certain fashion, you tell people that you do X, Y, and Z, they're going to expect you to do that thing because you put that out there. And so when you backpedal on what it is that you do, it's not to say that, oh, we're just going to judge you and nail you to a cross. Nah, it's okay, I'm going to call that out, because that's what people do. It's social media, it's the internet. So if they call out an inconsistency, they're going to say something. Everybody gets caught out on the inconsistencies because people watch us all day long. She's a content creator. She calls herself a influencer as well. And so if you have people in your room who respect you, who frequent your broadcast, and they see something that is abnormal, it's going to send off a red flag. It's going to set off a trigger. Okay, so what's going on here? So people are going to now start to try to unpack what is happening, because this isn't what you have showed the people. And so the fact that there was a level of arrogance that was displayed once the information was brought into the public's eye is where the people have the problem. I have no problem with Nitra. I have no problem at all with her. However, that arrogance that she showed, I'm going to get 1,000,000 taps. F that, I'm finna dance this off. All these people is hating on me. Okay,
Right.
I understand that there are some people who may be hating on her. There are some people who may not like her. There's some people who may have a disdain for her. But there are also some people who don't have no problem, who's also seen that there's a problem there. And so everybody shouldn't get classified under the umbrella of they're just hating and just don't like her. I may not like the shit that you do. That don't mean I don't like you. Right now, I don't like the shit that she's doing. I have no problem with her as an individual. How she's moving is the problem.
Oh shit, I think we skipped Rob. Hold on, my bad. Rose. I forget. I'm sorry, Rob. I'm gardening.
Oh, it's cool. First off, everybody in the comments cool. But I am going to address one thing I am starting to notice in the comments. Y'all keep bringing up Genty. I've seen y'all spam that multiple times randomly. I don't know why y'all doing that. That doesn't technically go with this situation we're speaking on now, but whatever. I'm gonna leave that alone. But as far as this situation that we speaking on, I agree with what everyone on the panel is saying, to be honest. That what everybody's saying, but I'm going to speak on another aspect of this, because I want to speak on it from the aspect of me being a man myself. Us as men, especially the ones that want to do the whole, we protect black women and we protect this, we protect that. Instead of coming on this platform and saying it, I need y'all to start doing it, or y'all need to shut it up, respectfully. Because there's way too many people. It's way too many people. And that's why I don't say it myself, because it's either you're going to do it or you're not. Because it's way too, exactly, JoJo, it's way too many people on this app that got DV, CA charges, and all this other weird problematic, messed up stuff. There's too many people on here protecting these people. It's bad. Like I've been on other platforms. I've been on social media for 12 years, and I've seen people have all different types of charts and all different types of stuff. But it's bad. This stuff is disgusting. Like like when I just heard that for the first time, like I wanted to throw up in my mouth. Like, is this really what we're doing? Because I get some people on here this social media stuff to play and laugh and I get all that. Because I have my moments when I want to do that too. But at the same time, I want to be in an environment when I'm safe as well. We can't want to have fun, but then you got a person that committed this crime in your space. How's that fun? How's that going to make anybody feel comfortable? I want to know how her other people feel knowing this, which is even crazier because some of them people are mothers and parents and stuff. Any of y'all got charges against children?
Hell no, Jojo,
I
I
don't.
ain't got no charges against no damn kids.
I don't know why people bringing up what are my charges, what
My
charges I
kid's
have.
ass, I just ain't been charged yet, okay? But
I don't have
put my
charges on
hands on, I put
nothing.
my hands on a
Period.
grown up, but I don't put my hands on kids. But I put my hands on a grown up though.
I
don't even play like that. We not gonna do that.
My nieces and nephews or none of that. I don't believe in spanking kids, to be honest.
Because that's not even what we speaking on. Because if I even had these charges, I wouldn't be on this panel right now. Respectfully.
Now I'm about to look all y'all up.
But can I say
me.
one thing
I got
and then I'm
bodies
gonna
in
go
the
back
basement.
on mute? This is a really good conversation and I appreciate some of the perspectives. However, let me go back to this, Rob. This on you. You can never, ever
Thank you for coming up,
look
Rose.
up to another person on this app. What's up, bitch? Anyway, you can never.
Well, I thought
ever look
Toya
up
was
to
here.
another
What's
person
up, bitch?
on this
What she talking
app.
about?
I'm talking to that bitch right here. I'm Slime. Make sure your ass blocked. Okay. The bitch keep calling me Barney, your mama hoe. Anyway, right back to what I was saying. How y'all grown? I need y'all to get yourselves together. Okay? Rob, don't go nowhere. How y'all grown looking up to another grown? Let me tell you, that sets you up for failure. Okay? That grown human being, they got faults. They do right, they do wrong, they be shady, they be good, they be kind. Y'all build these people up. Listen to what I'm telling you. Y'all build these people up in y'all heads. And then when they show 1 inch of being human, y'all wild the hell out. Let me tell you what I know. I ain't finna look up to no motherfucker on no damn TikTok. Period, point blank. I'm not. What you doing that I can't do or I ain't doing? You paying my bills? Is you gonna come over here and pay these bills? Because last I checked, they $8,800 a month. Come on over and help on these bills. If you ain't helping on these bills or putting food in my fat, big old Barney-sized stomach, I'm not finna look up to you. Now, I might be cool with you, but I ain't finna look up to you. Because, baby, I'm not lording you. You got to be lording somebody to look up to them. Stop building these people up to these gods, and then when they act human, y'all wild the fuck out. See, that's your first mistake. That's why I'm not mad.
Can I jump in here, please?
Hold on. Nikki Sweets was here first. Hard Candy. Let's go to Nikki and then Hard Candy.
Hey, watch
and
me
Toya,
here,
I thought you was up here, girl. Maybe girl, if I was still, I'm so sorry.
Real quick.
Say one more.
Mod stuff. Y'all keep it cute.
The only KB. Too many followers. Too many followers.
Y'all keep it cute in the comments. You said what, Cap? Too many what?
Said stop. Please stop looking up to these people. Us, anybody. I don't want nobody looking up to me. I'm a bitch. I'm ignorant.
I want y'all to look up to me. Okay.
I make mistakes. I do things wrong. I do things backwards. I do stuff you're not gonna agree with. See me as a human being. Don't put me on no pedestal. See me as a human being. Do not put me on a pedestal because you set me and you up for failure. Just because I'm the first to say it don't mean I'm the only one that's ever gonna say it. I am a human being. I have all the human emotions that everybody have. Okay? I may be entertaining, I may be nice, I may be funny, I may be a skank that day. I don't know. But don't put me on no pedestal. Don't be like I hold you in this regard. Nah, Negro, hold me in the same regard you hold yourself. You ain't beneath me. You never can look up to me. We are equal. We are equal. So when you come to me like an adult and you be like, hey, Cap, look, let me tell you about homeboy, because this is going to be a misstep, right? I'm going to listen to you. But when you come to me and you say, I held you in high regard, you're a piece of, I looked up to you, you did all that. You did all that. You put me as superhuman because you thought I was more than you. Now that's a you problem, not a me problem.
Let's go to Nikki next, y'all.
Hey, watch me. Hey, panel. I just wanted to
Hey.
say this. I used to go under a different name, and I was on Nitra's lives. She did know who her mod was because there were troll pages in the comments bringing up Mario's name, and Nitra would look at them and tell her mods to block those people. Now, I wish I screen recorded all this. She did know because people was in the comments like, "Who's Mario?
That's what
Who's
I'm talking
Mario?"
about.
And she was like, "Oh, don't worry about it and stuff. We're not gonna deal with negativity." She been knew who he was. She knew about his past. I just want to clarify that that woman did know who he was. So it's just like other situations with other creators, that back history of certain things just recycle, it just comes back up, and then this time it's coming back up again. But she did know who that man was. That's all I really wanted
Yeah,
to say.
yeah, y'all. This was the last
Clarification.
topic to that message. That this was the last topic. We did kind of talk about all the other ones. We have been stuck on this one for a minute, but yeah, we still here. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
It's because again, like I said, I don't disbelieve you. I wasn't there. So if you're telling me that you were there, and you with your own eyes, seeing that that stuff happened and that, she knew prior, then that's a different issue that needs to be addressed. And so I can understand in that sense why there may be some smoke, but at the same time, again, maybe she handled it on the back end this time. I don't know. But if that happened, I believe you. I don't disbelieve you
No,
or
no, that's
discredit
what
what you're
I'm
saying.
saying. Because there's so much stuff that goes on TikTok that everybody's not going to know every single thing. So some certain situations happened 2 years ago. So when it's brought up again, people like, "What the hell are you talking about? I didn't know this." And a lot of people be like, "Yeah, that happened 2 years ago. That happened a year ago, a month ago, whatever." I'm just saying from what I seen, it was brought up and it was in the
When you
comments. And
say when was it brought up to her, and do you remember precisely when you was over there?
I
When was
don't
it?
precisely know the exact date and time, but
Like,
I
are we
do
talking
remember
2 years ago, a year ago, 6 months
it was
ago, three
like
months ago?
last year. It was like last year. And the thing about it was troll pages. It wasn't like,
Oh,
it was like usernames and stuff like that,
okay.
in saying Mario, and you know how they antagonize the
So they were
creator.
saying his name, but did they ever say that he was a child
Yeah.
unalive?
Yeah, they was putting that in there just like when they do it to other
Okay.
creators, and
Right,
just like
and
when they,
that's what I'm trying. Right, okay.
I never
So
saw that, so I can't really speak to
no,
that.
I have people that come in my lives, and they'll say stuff about other creators all the time, and the llamas will mute and block them. But I don't know, I can't speak to that. But you said you seen it, because it do happen. They'll come in and they'll be like, "Watch me work as a registered SO," because they don't like you, and it's people sitting
Be
in my
stealing
live and they just want
TVs.
to get it out. They
yeah,
just
and people,
trolling.
And I still TV.
yeah, and
Yeah,
people
you
be in the
still
comments.
TVs.
And people was in the comments looking like, "What the hell?" I was like, "Who the hell is Mario?" And I was like, "What the hell's going on?" So she did know about it, and it quieted down because I see in other creators, platforms where people, the troll pages will come every blue
Mhm.
moon and then bring the person's name, and then people like, "Who is that?" And they'll, sneak it in, but like, "Yeah, this person is that." So she did know about it, and she
But
was
he
like,
got the charges under that other name, though, didn't he? Jerome, isn't it Jerome?
"I'm not sure about that."
What name did he get the charges under? The audience, the people in the comment section know. Was
I
it? I think it was Jerome
name.
something. What? Okay, Bullock. What name did he get the charges under?
Yeah, yeah, I think I didn't hear about Jerome.
Oh, it's listed under Mario, and they went in there saying it was Mario, and he listed as Mario. Oh, it's his whole name. Oh, okay. I thought he was using like a middle name when he met them, but then his legal name is where the charge is at. Okay, JoJo, he go by his middle name.
Which
Okay,
is
well,
why
I
Nitra
mean,
said, "Who is Mario?" when it was first addressed, if I'm not mistaken.
she said, "Who is Mario?"
That's what somebody said in the comments, that when they were saying that the Mario in her live, that she said, "Who
Mario
is
Jr.
Mario?" And that's probably because he goes to her by his middle name, maybe. I'm assuming.
Did she ever acknowledge it, Nikki? Like I need to know the whole story.
From my memory that serves me right, it was more downplayed. It was like, oh, just, delete these troll pages, if they bring it up again type of situation. It wasn't really addressed in the panel or anything. So it was like pushed off. But from my perspective, how she was looking, and of course, he's her super mod. He was there. They tracked it down. Like, I mean, they was getting the troll pages out. So, and it wasn't like, and I have to say, it wasn't just that one time, it just, because I was on Nitra's lives. I used to follow her back in the day.
He introduced himself by Gene. Gene. Now, what is his
So
name?
I thought the man's name was Marcus earlier, so I'm just not finding
Mario something, but the name. I need his name. Anyway,
his name is
This just
Mario, they
proves,
said.
though, I'm sorry, real quick. This just proves what I said earlier, though, that the smoke has not necessarily been directed in the right area, because none of us can even get his full government correct. It's been for
But to be
Nitra.
fair, I don't even know her full
The smoke
government.
been for Nitra.
Thank you. You proved my point. We know everything.
But no, here's the thing. The reason
But
that we
nothing
came
about
though,
him.
because people know her name. Like, I couldn't remember his goddamn name because shit, I've never talked to or encountered or know about him. So of course, some of us are going to know her name versus his name. And I read 2 articles and still didn't remember the nigga name. I just don't remember names.
I think he go by Gene. I think he's been using Gene, and he caught the charges under Mario something last
Now the
name.
comment section, they knew his name.
His name was Mario.
Just because you
Mario
don't know his name and know her name
last
doesn't
name.
mean anything. He's not well known on social media, so of course, like
The
if you only
man's
see
name
if you only
is-
hear his name one time, you don't know about him, and you read the article. I'm a type of person that don't remember people names, but you gonna remember the people name that you done heard repeatedly.
Watch me. The man's name is Mario Gene Jerome, quote unquote Gene Hill. I was just gonna put it in the comments because then people gonna say it's like they can report the name. So Mario Gene Jerome, quote unquote Gene Hill. That's his name.
Okay. Now we're gonna go to Hard Candy next, y'all. So that's his name, Mario.
Yeah, but if you put that in, when you put that in, a
It
whole
show
bunch
up.
of people pop up.
No, that man's name pops up. It's not no whole bunch of people.
You're gonna
It's
have to
his
put
name.
that whole name in, because if you put in Gene or Mario, it's gonna pull back a whole bunch of people.
So go ahead and put Mario Gene Jerome Hill. So
If you Google him, you only got to put in, I think, his first name in the article.
You're gonna have to put in the
Oh.
first name, right?
Kappa,
Not
when I
just
searched,
one name or the other.
I searched Mario Las Vegas unalive child. First,
Now, how was Miss Nietzsche was supposed to do that though?
no, what I'm saying.
If you see it in some,
What I'm saying is that was
if
the
you see
search.
it in some comments,
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
somebody put it in the comments.
Let's let Hard Candy go, y'all. She been waiting for a minute.
Look, I've been behaving. Look, me controlling my ADHD.
And then we're gonna go to Rose. And then
Me
Bully,
controlling my
and
ADHD. I'm
Charlotte.
so proud of myself. I'm not gonna call nobody stupid, but some of the things that I be reading are stupid. Like when I read the comment, we can't have no charges against kids. And I'm gonna piggyback off of something that Zamaya said a little while ago. I'm about to get 8 alive, and I really don't care.
Bully
But y'all
left,
make
not
me
shy.
so. Y'all just drive me crazy.
Lily, no, Lily, please don't tell me this.
I got to do it.
Ooh,
I will
look at
tell
that.
anybody in a
It pulled
heartbeat.
right up.
Okay, go ahead.
When I was young, when I was in my 20s, I was a hit first, ask questions later kind of mother. Okay? I am part of the 1%, maybe 2% that has fought a state and got her kids back.
Y'all don't come for Lily either with her expressing this to you guys. For real. Don't come for her.
Because it just irks my nerves, because y'all be like, well, you did this. Okay, I was in my 20s. I was a single mother, stressed the hell out. I did spank my son. I did lose my kids. I am part of, and I will say it high, I am part of the 1% who got their kids back from the state. Went on to apologize to my grown kids that I was not the mother that I needed to be at that age. Went on now, currently, no issues raising my granddaughter going on 11 years.
So let me pause you real quick and let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
When you did spank your kids, because obviously people learn things from generation. I've talked about this with my mother, y'all.
I was spanked, yes. I was
So
one of those kids that
So
was
wait, no, that's not the question that I'm asking. So once you got your kids back, did you continue to spank your kids?
No, I took all the lessons that they taught me. I did the individual therapy, the family therapy, the parenting classes, did the UAs constantly. Okay, everything they put before me, I did. They don't
And
just like
so you stop whooping your kids after that.
correct. I did.
Okay. He didn't stop whooping his kids after
Now
that.
that guy, I don't know that guy. But when y'all do it, you do it to so many
He killed his
people.
kid.
That I'm not gonna go down. I'm not down for that. But I'm just saying when y'all would do the blanket, we can't do this and we can't. I think that's stupid. Like they do it
I
to
think
Genty.
everything is situational though,
And
Lily. I think honestly.
I agree. They do it to Genty. Genty got full because he had his kids back. Like he said, he did all the steps. But what's the first thing they throw up in his face? You got charges against your kid.
But I
But
don't
do you
think
think
for
Okay,
He's
wait a
part
minute.
of the
Let me say
the
this.
1% that got his kids back.
Can I say this? I looked up the wrong name. I looked up Mario Jerome and then Jerome Hill. I don't know where I got them names from, but somebody said they sent me the article. Child, look, I don't be paying attention to people. I ain't know what I was looking at. I got all kind of baseball stars
Let's
and
do
all
the
kind of other
research,
people.
not you, Kappa.
But it just sounds so stupid to me when people say that. Now there are incidents people should not be forgetting. You unalived a kid, yeah, we're not gonna forgive you for that. I'm looking at you side eye constantly. But if you spanked your child and you caught a case, because you can be out in public and just swat them on the bottom and somebody you catch a case. You get what I'm saying? But if you do all the steps and you get your kids back, why are we still holding this against people?
Because it doesn't matter if the kids are back in your care, the abuse and the trauma the kids suffered still stands. Some people will forgive y'all, but y'all still have people that are a part of society. I don't care if you were 17 when you had a baby. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that you don't inflict pain on a child whose brain is not fully developed. So a lot of us are never going to forgive anybody that harms a child on any level.
The system does fail kids, Talisha, but when the
But
system
hold on,
works,
this is
why are we
before.
still
Hold on,
holding
real
it?
quick. Let me say this though. Hold on. This is what I say, and I understand Shar's point, but I do understand that generational things happen, and I want to explain this situation, right? So our people, black people, and it don't make it right when something seems like a sense of norm to you.
Exactly.
You may not know that it's wrong. And I'm not excusing people who put their hands on their kids because nobody should be whooping any kids. People have to break those generational curses. I don't think that breaking those curses should come at the trauma of kids and you spanking and beating on your kids.
And I
It
will
shouldn't
say,
come with that. It
let
should
me
already,
piggyback on that.
you should, hold on, you should heal before you even start having kids. You understand what I'm saying? Unfortunately, that's not what happened. And there are some people who have learned behavior that were normal and should not have had children until they did the work to deconstruct from what they were doing.
And that is true. And a lot
Hold on
of
real
us
quick,
don't.
Harkity, hold on. I think that is a little bit different. And if you do the work after the fact, it still don't justify you putting your hands on kids because you never should have been laying down to have those kids to put yourself in a position to where you're going to mistreat a child. So I get it. You should kind of know, right? Because you know that you didn't like being treated like that. But some people, for whatever reason, in their chemical imbalance in their brain and the shit that they normalize this shit. My mama whipped us with belts and stitching cords and all type of shit until she got her third kid, and that third kid never got a whooping. So I knew that I was never going to whoop my children. Do I consider my mother a child abuser? I absolutely do not. She was 16 and that was a sense of norm for her. That's what they did. Her mother, matter of fact, I'm gonna just tell a little bit. Tap the screen. And also subscribe because I've told my business to, people that subscribe to me. So some people may know a little bit, but I'm gonna share a little bit and subscribe if you want to hear more about my life. Her mother You first of all gave her up for adoption, but however, what they still saw is that she used to beat her kids with irons and shit, leaving with people all over the place. That was their sense of norm. People was molesting people and shit getting covered up. That was a sense of norm for them. So to come outside of that, certain people, for whatever reason, me coming outside of I didn't want to get whoops. I knew I didn't want to whoop. I knew it didn't teach me any the fuck that. But I don't know why certain people don't pick that up. So I just want to say that. But
I'm
hard
gonna tell
candy,
you
I
why we
think.
don't pick
Hold
that up.
on, hard candy. I think. Hold on, real quick. Hard candy. I think like in conversations like this, where we know this man didn't change, and still to this day advocates with spanking, it may be the wrong time for you to tell your story.
But let me just. I'm about to go do some laundry. Y'all want to come do my laundry for me?
Nah, girl. And then we'll go to Shar.
But that's just it. When we, I don't want to make it a black white issue, but when you're having babies, well, you know, we shouldn't be doing the wham bam thank you ma'am at 15, 16. But there are still children out there. There are still people doing it without the knowledge of how to protect themselves. I said once before, there have been many, many of us who did not get a chance to break that, who did not get a chance to go through the therapy and be like, this is not right. And we out there doing the wham bam thank you ma'am with no education, and we get a baby. That's exactly what happens. But for us to continue to hold these things against people is crazy, because we grew up in a society. I know I did. I have the broken pinky, and I've showed it to Kappa one day and creeped her out. I have the broken pinky from catching the belt. Couldn't tell me nothing that day. I caught that belt.
And
I
you should have,
earned my broken pinky.
Hard Candy, you should have started with that. Hard Candy is a survivor of extreme abuse, childhood abuse. I'm sorry. And she should have led with that and then explained that generationally she perpetuated the same things she grew
That
up
was
and
her
what
sense
she
of
knew
normal.
upon her kids. She didn't just like live a good life and then whooped her kids. Nah, y'all, this lady, her mom broke her hand, broke her finger. She showed it to us. So it's generational, y'all. And so
Yeah, that's why I said what I
right,
said, because in certain situations, you get what I'm saying.
right.
But it
Like
just makes me
that's
so
why I
We
said
talking
upset
what
when
right
they,
now in the
even when they
comment
hold
section
it
about
against Vinci.
how we got whooped as children growing up. My mom used to grab a slipper and tear me up till about 4th grade. And you know what? I wasn't big on spanking my kids. I was not big on that. I prefer to give them a punishment, talk to them, make them clean stuff. I didn't like my kids crying. I didn't like to see my kids cry. And I damn sure didn't want to be the one to make them cry unless they absolutely needed it. And that was a safety thing. Like I told you, don't leave out the house. I go lay down and take a nap and I wake up and you're outside the house.
nobody. I
I'm gonna
don't think
take my
anybody
hand.
said.
I'm gonna take
Hold
my
on.
hand and I'm gonna paddle your butt back into the house. But after they get like 6, 7 years old, you need to be like more talking to them if you don't believe in corporal punishment, if you believe in gentle parenting. All of those ways are right. Your way is the right way. But if you're hurting kids, breaking bones, breaking skin, unaliving them, bruising them up, you're wrong. You're
That's
wrong.
true.
Well, I don't believe in spanking kids at all, y'all, because it teaches them nothing. But I don't think nobody Glow. I don't know. Maybe, girl, I've been over here smoking. But
Yeah.
I don't
I
think
mean, you
nobody
could be.
said anything involving child charges is wrong. So it look okay. So this is the thing. Just like I made that statement, like I can understand you.
We do agree with that, Glow, but
Just like
not
I made.
everybody has had a chance to get to the point where they can break those traumas. Because if you think about it, you know, fast tail girl, fast tail boy, people saying don't do it, don't do it. Curiosity kills the cat. They get a baby before they get healed, before they go to therapy. And now they got a baby and they don't know how to raise it because
Well, that's
all
part
they
of the
know
problem.
because
So
all they
You
know
guys
is
but
listen,
hold
hit
on.
it
please.
without a
Y'all
belt.
didn't see Glow's
Hold on,
comment
hold
before.
on,
She
let me
was
respond to
agreeing.
Glow real quick because I
Well,
want to
she was
respond.
agreeing, friend.
Hold on real quick. I wanted to respond to Glow. I don't think necessarily like anything, every single thing. Do I think that there's room for forgiveness? It depends. You get what I'm saying? So I think it depends on the situation. I don't think that you should be able to hit kids at all. I don't believe in corporal punishment as being any form of things to do as to a child. And the reason that I think that is because we don't want that, and that's not done to us as adults, and there's actually laws against it for us.
But wait a minute though.
So
You're
why
talking
would
about
we do
different
that? Are
time
people
frames though. But hold
smarter
on,
than
you're
us?
talking about different time frames. Remember, I went to school. When I was in school, your principal could spank you.
Me too,
Corporal
and it was wrong
punishment
back
was
then, and it's wrong,
completely. But wait a minute, corporal punishment was completely acceptable. They did
and
not
it's still
remove you
wrong.
from your parents' house because your parents spanked you. They removed it. Took you got to go back and read a book called A Child Called It for anybody that haven't read it. It's the most egregious abuse case in the United States that at the time. A corporal punishment was not seen bad, really technically, till the 90s. Even in the 80s, they was returning kids back to the house that was going through egregious abuse. And now, I'm happier now that it's gentle parenting is a way, talking to your kids is a way. That is a way. But back then, parents was disciplinarians. They told you one time, don't do it. If you didn't do it, they went upside your head. So if that's what you know, sometimes, not all the time, sometimes you will, and I'm not making no excuses, because I didn't go upside my kid's head. I didn't beat my kids. I didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying I can see the psychology. I got beat. That's all I know. I'm agreeing with you, Watch Me Work. That's all I know. I didn't unpack it. I didn't heal from it. I had a baby. Hard Candy, in her case, had a baby too early. Wasn't emotionally mature to deal with the children, and ended up making some choices that later came back to hurt her kids. Because ultimately, it's about the kids. The choices hurt her children. And those choices are the ghosts of all our parents' past, all the abuse that they endured and their parents endured and we endured, then we pass it on to our kids.
No,
So this conversation has turned into a very important conversation.
And no, Shar, he can't use the same excuse because our parents or Lily, for example, or Kappa's parents, yeah, girl, or Kappa's parents didn't unalive them. That's a different situation. Also, I'd like to, what the fuck was I gonna
Hold
say?
on, real quick, Zamaya, because Alita is up here, and I forgot. I'm sorry,
Mine was a
y'all.
mod question. That's what it was, but I
Oh,
forgot.
go ahead. You got a mod thing?
Girl, I'm gardening with you.
Nah,
And,
Char,
and
I still don't think it's
somebody
right. Char, I still don't think it's
somebody
right.
asked, "What did I do?"
Oh no, I
After
remember now. Sorry.
What was your question, Zamaya?
I don't think it was a my question. It was actually to you and what your point was, I think. My question was, do you absolutely think that no lessons have ever been taught from spanking? Because I will tell you, my
Correct.
dad, okay, now for me, it wasn't a fear thing. Like I had a really good relationship with my father, you know what I'm saying? But he whooped my ass, okay? He would tell me one time, and then the second time he had to say something, he'd tear my
Why
ass
somebody
up.
at my house?
He broke wooden spoons over my
I ain't
over
answering the door. Let me make sure my door locked.
all kinds of different things. Okay. So I disagree with the fact that a lesson can't be learned from an ass whooping. Okay. I don't whoop my kids now because it makes me feel bad. But I do disagree with it because I didn't fear my father. I wasn't scared of him whooping my ass. I just knew what not to do next time, if that makes any sense. I don't know
Did
if
you know the reason why?
but I don't think that I don't think spanking is violence. I don't think that powing your child on the hand so they don't touch the hot stove is violence. I don't think those things
If
are
you do
violence.
something I don't like, can I hit you?
I mean, I'm gonna hit you back as an adult, right? And you're right, and I'm not
No,
disagreeing with
no,
you.
no. Okay, so hold on.
Hold on, baby.
That's my point.
They do it all
If
the
you
time.
do something that I don't like, I can't hit you.
They
Right,
do it all
right.
the time. Listen,
But I said
in
I
the
don't
United
disagree with
States.
you either.
Hold
I
on, y'all.
know,
Listen, in the
but
United States,
we
they
can
don't do
hit
it right here.
kids.
But listen, they don't do it in the United States. But in other countries, listen, in other countries, you can be caned. They do spank you out in
And they
public as an adult.
crazy.
As an
they
adult, they will
crazy.
But we
cane
talking
you.
about in the USA.
In the US, they don't. They did away with it, but they'll put you to unalive. You do too much, they'll unalive you though. You'll get that gas chamber
I mean,
in
if
a
I break
heartbeat.
the law, yeah. But
Well, what
if
your
if
household is the
Zamaya,
law.
if
Your
you do
parents
something,
is
if
the
y'all
law.
do something I just don't like, and I'm like, you wrong, bow.
Yeah,
Do
these
it
little
this
kids
way,
fight
What,
back.
what,
bow.
what kind of relationship we got going on here, though?
But why does that
You
matter?
know,
If we
No,
can
I
do
agree
that
with
to
you.
kids, why can we not do that to adults?
No, I agree with you, and
We
that's
should be able
again, I
to.
don't hit
Yeah.
my children, but I will say,
I think you
but
should
my
be able to
point,
pop
there are some
somebody on the
adults
hand.
that we need to
my
snatch
point
up.
though, listen, my point was only that is that I didn't have a fear. I did often learn what not to do next time, and I think that had it not been for that, side of my father, that things would have been a lot different in my life. Now, Kayla over here trying to snitch on me because I don't put my hands on her like one time before in her fucking life. Okay, I had to mute this heifer because she over here. Can I talk to them? You spanked me one time. You gonna take your ass downstairs? Yes, I did. I spanked her one time. Okay, I spanked her one time in her whole life. On the behind.
Lord, now she about to tell her story from the
No, I'm
one
just
spanking.
saying.
But hold
She
on,
about to
real
snitch on
quick.
me. So before she
quick.
snitched, I got to tell y'all. That's all it is.
Okay, hold on. Alita. Hey, Alita. Sorry, love.
Miss Alita. You're muted, Miss Alita. We can't hear you.
Snitching on me. I had to mute this heifer. Look at her. She over here. Can I talk to them? No, girl. Bye.
That's
Maybe
why
she
mine
don't
is
know
in
she in a
mute.
box.
But I will say, but things I've learned is that with little bit back there, I know how to get to her. I don't even got to touch her. I just got to quit talking and take something from her. Get her attention
I
real
don't
quick.
believe in whooping. I don't believe in that. Do I know that some parents may spank their kids? Okay, but I don't believe that it teaches you anything. Like Zamaya, I don't think it taught you anything. I think it taught you I don't want to do this because the consequence is pain. You get what I'm saying? Because whoopings are painful.
Well,
That's
no, but it
it.
did because like next time I remembered instead of darting out in
You
front of these
remember
cars.
pain.
No, I remembered next time instead of darting out in front of these cars because I got my ass whooped. I need to look
Yep.
both ways. I need to look both ways.
Because you knew you didn't want no
Okay.
pain.
So
However,
But either way, it made me think
let me
about it.
say this. Let me say this. The association between
and that's
kids,
fear. Exactly.
if you remember Pavlov's dog, and I'm not equating kids to dogs, but operant conditioning or conditioning is where you have an action and then the reaction is unfavorable. So that was the thought process was if a kid is disobedient, then I do something to them that they don't like. So nowadays, listen, back then we didn't have electronics to take. You take my bike, or something like that. But we didn't have electronics. We didn't have all this fancy stuff kids got now. Now I've seen kids have complete meltdowns. It was a little boy that just unalived his sister and his mother for taking his cell phone. This just happened. This just happened. A little kid, like 11 years
That's
old.
On his
crazy.
game system.
Yeah.
His
Yeah,
phone and his game system.
I'm about close to your age, probably, Felicia. But that's what it's negative reinforcement. Thank you, Mom Dukes. So, like at the end of the day, that's what the parents was thinking back in the day. You do something bad, you're gonna have a negative consequence. And unfortunately, a lot of our parents or grandparents, let's say grandparents, because a lot of our parents and grandparents, they didn't have higher education. They didn't go through psychology classes. They didn't go through parenting classes. They got handed a baby. They said, get this baby to 18 the best way you know how. Good luck. Let's be honest. Let's keep it a buck. Now we got parenting classes from the time before you get pregnant. Like there are couples that go through counseling to make sure they truly want a baby and they agree on how to raise the baby and all this. They got all these things now. And it took all that garbage, running from the slipper for years. It took all of that to get us here where parents are deciding, okay, I need to go to counseling. I need to make sure me and my partner are on the same wavelength when it comes to raising these kids. It takes that, y'all. It's growth, and we should see it as growth.
Okay, yeah, Miles. Okay, we only going to 11. The Miles is striking. Toya
Not
B
a lot.
talking.
Not a lot of kids are unaliving their parents. It's called patricide. You can Google it though. It happens, but
11,
usually
we done.
the child is
Toya B
very
also
young.
said I've been on too long. This is a good conversation, y'all.
Question on a not a new subject, but like something of the same subject without everybody roasting the fuck out of me because
Hold on, before you get into your subject, let's see what
damn it.
Rogina. Hey Rogina.
Oh, hi Regina.
Hey.
Sorry. I was cleaning the mouse cage out.
So I've been listening to this conversation. It's pretty interesting. I'm going to say this. I'm older than I'm sure everybody on here because I'm 63. My daughter is 42. My daughter got her butt whooped when she was growing up. Because my daughter got whoopings, she vowed she would not whoop her kids. She has a 13-year-old and she has a 22-year-old. Just 2 weeks ago, my 13-year-old granddaughter beat up my daughter, kicked her in the head several times, gave her a concussion, and dared her to do anything to her.
I also did that to my mother. I just want to put that out there. Sorry, go ahead, Rosemary.
And that's not because she had lack of whoopings. I'm sorry, respectfully, and I'm so sorry that
No,
that
I'm not
happened.
saying I'm not saying
But
because she had lack of whoopings.
I think she
I'm not.
probably need, some therapy. Cause what the fuck? I'm so sorry. Your poor daughter.
And this is the thing. My granddaughter, because this is my point to the story. These kids are taught that nothing can be done to them. And my granddaughter is that kid, because there's those kids that's going to take that to the limit. And that's my granddaughter. Yes, my granddaughter has been in therapy since she was 8 years old. Uh, uh, and it's really not done a whole lot of good. But um, my daughter is very sickly. My daughter has a condition called factor 5. So my daughter in 3 years have had 42 blood clots in her lungs. So my daughter has a hard time even breathing. And because my granddaughter knows all of this, she uses that against her mother. Because she goes to school, they tell her, your parents can't do anything to you. Your parents, if they do this, come and tell us. My granddaughter has went to school and told the people that my daughter locked her in the basement, and there's not even a door to the basement. My granddaughter told DSF that my daughter goes to the club and leaves her at home to babysit her 3 younger siblings. Now, you heard me say my daughter only has 2 kids, right? So, sometimes teaching these kids that nothing can be done to them, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you need to whoop the kids, but I do feel like things have went a little far as where kids are concerned, that there's going to be those kids like my granddaughter that is going to consistently push the envelope. She pushes it at school, she pushes it at home. Like, she's in her 5th school this year.
Has anybody diagnosed her with anything?
She has several diagnoses.
Okay.
She has several diagnoses. She's on medication. She's been on medication. She's been re-diagnosed. She's been re-examined. They changed the medications. Let me say this. She's very stubborn. I say this. Her actions are by choice.
Okay, so Regina, hold on one second, because I want to put this into perspective for you. The things that she's doing is not like kids being bad, right? Like, obviously, like things going on with her. And I hate that your daughter have to go through this, because parents should have to go through none of that. Because let me tell you, I don't agree with whooping kids, but my kid's not about to whoop on me. Okay? There's a lot going on over there. But to look at it from a different perspective, because you said she's been in therapy and she's been diagnosed with things, multiple things, and she's had different medications. Something is going on with her. So she has something medically, mentally, more than likely going on, and she's off balance. And for whatever reason, no one is able to regulate it. I'm not a doctor, but that's what it sounds like that you're saying to me. So as of she may be well aware of what the fuck going on, because it's a lot of mental things that happens where you're aware of the shit, but something's going on with her.
And I'm gonna tell you, and let me tell you this.
But and doctors do
All
that,
of
put some
that
pills on them
up
kids.
until last week, I 200% agree with you. 200%. I mean, like I said, I'm 63. So when, they was running around putting these kids on medicine, what you putting kids on medicine for? But then when this little girl came along, oh yeah, we need to get her some medication. Um, uh, but she just got re-diagnosed. They sent her to Minnesota to tell me the hospital in Minnesota.
Oh, I
Like a
have no idea.
behavioral health,
Huh?
like a behavioral health in
No,
Minnesota.
no.
Oh, the
The
actual hospital. Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna think the name of it in a minute. And
They
did
said Mayo.
Mayo. Yeah,
Okay. Thanks,
they sent
Sean.
they sent her to Mayo. Um, did a whole re-diagnosis, valuation, from brain scans to you name it. You name it. She just came home. What's today? Tuesday? Saturday. She just came home Saturday. Mayo Clinic told us that there is nothing wrong with this child. That everything she is doing is done by choice. And that they checked her from being on the spectrum, for ADHD, for depression, like you name it, They did all the tests. The conclusion came back that there's nothing wrong with this child. And the crazy thing is they're not only for cancer. The crazy thing is she has always said that she does this stuff because she wants to.
Miss Regina, can I say something to you real quick?
Uh-huh.
And this is coming from your granddaughter's perspective, because a lot of you guys don't know this about me, because I haven't been on this side of TikTok my whole TikTok time. Before, I was on the troubled teen industry side of TikTok, because I'm part of the teen industry and I was trafficked when I was 14 years old. Trigger warning. Stop clicking. Take your ass downstairs, watch TV, please. Love you. I know, I'll be down there in a minute. Love you. See you. You don't need to hear this anyway. Sorry. So I was part of the troubled teen industry. I was trafficked. I got abused, all kinds of stuff. However, how I ended up there was because I was that child. I was the one that put hands on my mom and beat her up, and I did those same things. I had a rough childhood, and I had things that led up to me like being that person. However, nothing was mentally wrong with me. Okay, I'm telling you that right now. I'm going to tell everybody in the comments that everybody has to stop assuming too that there's something wrong with her, because at 13 years old, when I kicked my mom across the fucking room,
I mean,
there
that's
was,
true
there
too.
was nothing wrong with me.
We can't
The only
assume,
thing wrong was
but I
that she
think something
got
wrong.
pissed off. She got mad because I was with a 26-year-old man at 13 years old.
But
That's
then
what was.
something really was going on.
No, there was nothing wrong with me. I did that because I wanted to. There was nothing mentally wrong with me. Watch me. Nothing to diagnose me with to where medication could have helped my actions.
Let me tell you what was wrong. You probably, and I'm not a
Your mama
therapist.
needed a slipper, but go ahead.
I
Kappa
didn't hear
said,
you.
Kappa said she had smoke, but you probably, because you were spanked and shit like that by your dad, it could have created some type of aggression in you.
Well, I mean, I don't agree necessarily with that. I wasn't abused by my dad. I got
Well,
spanked
not
like maybe
abused,
four,
because
maybe
let's
like
not
four
use that
times in my
word.
whole life. But those 4 times he whooped my ass. Okay, those 4 times. But it wasn't like it was a constant thing that I had going on in my life where I was being spanked or anything. However, either whether it created anger issues or not, cognitively and mentally, I was well aware of where I was at and what I was doing and the reason I was doing it for. Okay, I wasn't doing it for any reason that had to do with my dad. I was doing it because my mom didn't let me do what the fuck I wanted to do. Okay, that's period, point blank. Now, my mother, and even though it was a bad situation, it ended up being a good situation because it saved my life in the end. But my mother ended up sending me away when I was 14 years old to residential treatment. Okay, I went to Southern Utah, didn't do good there, so then they trafficked me to Mexico. So I was trafficked for profit, not for sex. Okay,
I'm so sorry.
but Mexico had custody of me. I was abused there. I slept in a dog cage. All kinds of egregious shit happened. Okay, however, it did save my life because I don't know where I would end up had I been on the path that I stayed on. I'm not saying that sending your kid away is the correct option, but what I am saying is the only thing that would have saved me or helped me better then was if I had an outlet that was not any of y'all. And by y'all, I mean like my mom, my grandmother, anybody in my immediate family, or anybody that you guys try to introduce me to. You guys need to find her an activity
Okay,
that she
Papa.
likes.
Thanks for coming.
Find her an activity that she likes and let her get her own mental mentor, if that makes sense. Because I was not trying to hear nothing that anybody it is oppositional defiant for sure, but that's what they diagnosed me with when I got to residential treatment was oppositional defiant disorder. But let her find her own mental outlet if you possibly can. I don't know what type of relationship y'all have, if she's too far gone past activities or anything, but like basketball was a good outlet for me, and I was able to create my own mental outlet rather than them introducing me to somebody that I thought was going to go back and tell them everything I said anyways. She's going to be good at manipulating. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, let's go to Alex
Wait.
real
Hold on.
quick.
Can I
Hold on,
please say
Songbird.
something?
Hold on, Songbird, because Alex been waiting for a minute. Let's go to Alex
Right,
real
let me
quick.
meet up.
Hey, y'all.
Thanks, Peppa.
So thank you for letting me up. I just wanted to say too, as a person that was diagnosed, I am neurospicy. It is good to get more than one input on that child. Also have to consider the bias that come with diagnosing Black children or just children in general. It doesn't have to be race based. So again, seeing if you can do outside of Mayo Clinic somewhere else, and then just consider, race issues in these conversations. I also just kind of wanted to speak to, oftentimes we are taught to empathize with our abusers. So in conversations, we may say things like, they didn't hurt me, or they didn't mean it, or it didn't affect me, right? Without realizing that that's what we're supposed to be taught. A lot of us have had run-ins with our parents, but because they are our parents, our first thought, or what we're taught is, I'm not supposed to remain angry at them because they are my parents. And I'm not going to take away anything that you said, Zamaya, but I'm just saying it took for me to get older to realize that because they were my parents, I had to make excuses for them, because I was going to be told that I was disrespectful if I didn't really sit down with what they did to me and unpack how it made me feel. But yeah, I don't know. I think that this is a great conversation as well. I just think a lot of times we kind of stay at one point without unpacking the other points. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the child that's acting out. Whooping her ass, in my opinion, is just and her lying is gonna make her find a better way to lie. She gonna come up with new lies. She gonna become sneakier, and then she gonna get older, and then other things are gonna happen, and then everybody gonna be like, well, why didn't we get to the root? This is the time to get to the root, right now. And it starts with another evaluation, and it starts with trying to figure out what's not clicking. That, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. When I was getting my ass beat, I got sneakier. That's all I'm gonna say. I figured out ways to become worse.
I don't disagree with another evaluation, but I do really think, again, like I said, I didn't trust anybody that my mom or any of them introduced me to. So, because it's hard for me as a teenager to trust that they're not going to go back and tell them. I don't believe in HIPAA. I don't understand that. So, I didn't tell the truth. I manipulated my way through therapy and all of that shit. And so, but my own outlet, when I was able to find a school counselor that I really liked, you know what I'm saying, even though I skipped class to go see him, I did very well. When I was able to play basketball and I could pick my own mental outlet, then I had a much easier time through life, if that makes sense. I was just too far gone. But you do still need to get her evaluated. I'm not saying don't do that. And again,
you guys don't. I don't feel like anybody's invalidating anything I say. We all have our own walk through life and own opinions, and I don't think any of you are wrong either. So there's that.
And what you just said really quick, 'cause I know somewhere I want to go. I agree with you. I agree with you, Z. When you said like, well, I went to my counselor, I got involved in this, I got in that. Even if sometimes that the original person that's doing the evaluation can't find something that's wrong, maybe the child needs another stimulant. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's martial arts, maybe it's a dance class. Like, it's not a one size fit all for stimulating a child's brain, especially when they say what the frontal lobe doesn't develop until you like what 25 or 26. Like, you can't be disciplined necessarily into people who ain't been on earth as long as you. But I'm gonna mute up. And I won't say beat. I'm gonna say spanking, because not everybody's just beating the shit out their kids. But thank you for letting me talk, Sabrina.
You welcome. Hey, Songbird.
Hey, I just wanted to, and this is like no respect to Regina or anything, but I work in healthcare law, and I do think that everybody has a right to medical privacy, and it made me a little uncomfortable to be talking about a child's medical conditions on an app in front of hundreds of people. I think it's okay to talk about your own experiences, but I personally think that we should refrain from discussing other people's diagnoses and private medical information on a public internet platform unless that person has explicitly consented for us to do that. I don't know if this young girl knows that her information is being discussed on the internet like this, and it just made me feel a little bit of a way. That's just my 2 cents.
Regina, you want to respond? We got, my mom say we got 3 minutes now, y'all.
No, not really.
Okay.
But to the young lady that relates to my granddaughter, the same
Thank you,
behavior.
Songbird, for coming up.
We have done the hobbies, we've done the sports. This is probably her, I'ma say 10th round of evaluations. She has got evaluated so many times at so many different places. We've been to Oklahoma, we've been several different places. There has been lots of attempts. Right now, one thing you did say, right now, my daughter has opted to change her environment. So now she's actually staying with her dad. And we're going to see how that's going to work. I do know she went back to school yesterday and got into a fight the first day of school because school called me. No, first hour she was back at school, she was fighting. So yeah, we've tried everything. I mean, from the hobbies to the, like I say, we've changed the environment, like you said, being in an entirely different environment, just being away from her mom. Her mom actually flipped custody with the dad. So he has her full time, and now my daughter just gets her every other weekend. Just
I followed you. I know Watch Me's getting ready to enter live. I better say, but I followed you. I want you to follow me back and message me, and I'll try to help y'all as much as I can with my own experience.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that's probably the best thing. Zamaya could probably relate to this, and it sounds like you need, somebody to really talk to. They can possibly like relate to that. So I think like y'all
Message me,
connecting
Miss
off the
Regina.
app would be great. So I'm about to get out of here, y'all. Thank you, Zamaya, for that too. Thank you, Regina, for coming up. Thank you, Alex, for coming up too.